What's up? I see you rocking out Lulu Bella and Pamela. I see you Dr. Sabra. Did I say that right? Kristen and Hugo and Alberto and Rachel. What's going on? Crystal. Krista. No, it's Crystal. Way to rock it. Good to see everybody. What's up, Doc Chamberlain? Love the hat, man. What's up, Colin? I wore that same hat for a while. Looks way better on you, man. Way better on you. Good to see everybody. What's up, Marina? Good to see everybody. Hey, last day of the Build Your Brand Challenge. Are we ready to rock the house today or what? Don't think this last day we're just going to coast into the last day. This is our day. Like, we got Mr. Tony Robbins coming today live to rock the house. You guys ready for that? I have to tell you, before we get, Russell's got something so dialed in for you guys. We legit stayed up again way late, reading your comments, watching your amazing videos, touching our hearts, our souls. So amazing to watch you guys take, I've used the word way too much in the last 5 days, but taking that uncomfortable action. And I can tell, if you guys have been seeing the videos in the Facebook group, can you tell the people who finally just did it? You see those people who are like, Monica, you're shaking your head, like, yes, they just did it. And listen, I just want to remind you something. I'm glad you spent the last 4 days today, the 5th day with us, but this truly is a magical time to be exploring, be an investigative reporter of this industry. This isn't an industry like, hey, just get rich mining Bitcoin or like, this is an industry that's been around forever. I mean, it's been around since the beginning of time, but in recent years, from Dale Carnegie and Earl Nightingale all the way up, and people are discovering self-education on an exponential rate right now. Right? Tony was doing this 40 years ago, changing the world when he was a kid, right? But there's nothing different. Self-education and specialized knowledge has always been the thing to allow you to go faster. But right now there's a magnifying glass on it. Does that make sense? This isn't a new industry like, oh, look, Tony and Dean found some hidden gold. Come dig with us. And Russell found this way to get rich overnight. That's not what it is. This is an industry that's growing like this. And we've just happened to have 70 years in it combined, and we decided to pull back the curtain and not only give you capabilities, but give you the tool at mastermind.com to get it out to the world. That's really the difference. There's no magic money machine here. It's not about getting rich overnight. It's about saying, I'm ready to do something different. I'm ready to be a part of an exponentially growing industry during this shifts. I'm ready to make more impact on the world. I'm ready to help people over, like Jenna was saying yesterday, overcome their obstacles, their fear, get better time management, all the things that we do. If that lights you up and you're ready to serve and go to another level on your personal life, who's in for that? Who's ready to serve on another level, make more of an impact, be excited about what you do? You think I'm excited about what I do every day? Do you see even Tony, Russell, and myself? We can't help it. Like, I love watching Russell. I love watching Tony. He's in state. Like when Tony's in state, I told you that, I get mesmerized. Like, I'll be here like this today. Because, like, he's in this moment where you know he just wants to reach in and shake you. And that's what this is all about. Before we get to Russell, because I know he's been prepping all night. The guy is insane. All night prepping, just sent me slides that he wants to share today. He's going to teach you how to get in front of 100,000 plus people on a free basis. Like, wait, I'm not going to spoil it. He's just going to freaking rock the house. But I want to take a little trip down memory lane, just a little bit, before we get to Russell. And the memory lane is only the last 5 days. I want to remind you the journey that we've been on together, right? And those of you, if you missed a day or two, you better hurry up and go back. If you're in VIP, you get it. But if you're not, you're going to want to get it in the next couple days before all this goes away, right? Because let's just say it. Today, you get to make a decision. Like, let me just get serious for a second. Today, you get to make a decision. Is today the end or the beginning? Let me see it in the chat for you. Is today the end or the beginning? Is this the end of a 5-day journey and I was like, oh, that was cool, I learned some stuff. Maybe the next thing will come along. Or is this the beginning of a new you? Is this the beginning of new capabilities, the beginning of taking new uncomfortable action, taking next level action so you can get next level results, so you can join this and not be envious of the digital economy or the information age, but be a part of it. You know what I said? You know what Russell said yesterday? One of my favorite things yesterday, and I think I've heard him say it, but it hit me yesterday. When it comes to social media and the internet, are you a consumer or a producer? Did that hit you guys like it hit me? Like, let's be producers, and we produce content that shifts people's lives. I love all the beginner, producer, beginning, I did it, beginner, producer. Like, this is where we get to go. And here's the cool part. We're leaving the Facebook group open. We're leaving this Facebook group open. These trainings will come down, but guess what? We're going to continue to do trainings in there to keep you engaged, to overcome those obstacles, to not look back with regret, to make sure you don't feel left behind. This morning, since 5 o'clock this morning, Russell and I and the team have been going back and forth. Todd, everybody that's on the teams, all my team. And we've been talking about what we're going to do after this to keep supporting you, especially the 30,000 of you who signed up for the trial. We want you supported so this becomes real. Over 13,000, I got to look at but it's over 13,000 of you have uploaded a course. Sales coming in nonstop. It's amazing. We have a plan for our marketing, all these, so many great things coming. So many things that Russell's going to share today that are an absolute surprise. We figured out some things last night that we're shifting in your favor. You're going to freak out when you hear it, but I'm going to let Russell share that. I've been blessed to be able to share a lot of cool things. But back to my story, back to memory lane. Day one, we talked about why this industry, why you, and why now, right? We talked about narrowing your niche. Johnny, you want to come out here for a second? We talked about the more you narrow the niche down. I want to share on my little whiteboard over there. I don't know if Johnny heard me. Johnny, can I get you come out here a minute? Narrowing your niche not only increases success, it also builds your confidence to know that you can do this, right? So, yeah, thanks, Johnny. So let's go over here. Let's go back to the whiteboard. Johnny was slacking in the bathroom or something like that. I'm just kidding. But remember this, we talked about narrowing your niche. When you think of, I'm going to help 7 billion people, I'm going to help my whole industry, right? But as we start to narrow it, as we get smaller and get right to that little dot, I hope that you saw, oh, wow, I could do that. I watched my wife do it. I watched Stacy when she shared it. Like, I watched everybody. Come back over here to my notes, and then we'll go back to the board here in a minute, right? And then Russell taught the framework. So I gave you the big picture on the whiteboard, and then Russell gave you that framework. I remember I was watching him like, so brilliant. That's when he was on super speed that day. Freaking awesome. Just think, you got like an hour and a half worth of training in 30 minutes. All you got to do is watch it, slow it down, packed in so much incredible value, and then you had homework to make it real. And thousands of you did the homework. Thousands of you. Okay, day 2, we talked about we need to pivot. We got to pivot our mindset, pivot our beliefs, pivot what we focus on, and pivot that energy of uncertainty to that energy of I can. Not I should, but I must, right? Who's better than that? I mean, and day 1, oh my God, we had Tony Robbins day 1. I mean, anchored in success for that unstoppable mindset, right? And overcame so many things. Then on day 2, we also had Stacy. Guys, can we give it up for Stacy? Did she rock the house or what? And then she came back and gave us a free gift. But I think Stacy, besides giving you a cool framework and teaching you about tools and her evolution, when you guys were done watching Stacy, weren't you like, oh yeah, maybe I really can do this? Did you guys feel that? Like that's the balance of everything. In a course, what we're trying to share, we want to give you tactics. If we gave you all tactics, I know some of you are the tactic kings and queens, like give me more. But if we gave you all tactics, you'd be like, this is too overwhelming, I can't do it. And if we gave you all mindset, you'd be like, oh, that was nice, rah, but what do I do? It's always trying to make that elegant balance. Did you feel that? We're trying to make that elegant balance. So we had Stacy rock the house, and then, of course, Russell shared some amazing things, and we had more homework that you guys took action with. Day 3, we talked about living the hard way is easy and living the easy way is hard. This is where no regrets come into play, right? This is where uncomfortable action is just really under a magnifying glass, right? If we don't move forward, if we don't get, I mean, our best thinking, your best thinking got you where you are right now. Same with me. My best thinking got me to this phase of my life. If I want to go to a new level, I need new thinking, new capabilities that lead to next level action and get me those next level results. So we talked about living a little harder now, overcoming the obstacles, plowing through any tech stuff that goes in your head, gaining the capabilities, being resourceful, make it happen. A little harder now. How cool is it when you're crushing it and selling, you know, courses, impacting lives and creating success for yourself, right? And then, can we just give day 3 up for Russell Brunson? Was day 3 just freaking magical? Like, he just brought it home. He just brought it home on how to think through creating a course, how to tell your story, the Epiphany Bridge. Oh my God, the guy just, no wonder he stayed up all night. He destroyed that, and then you had some amazing homework. Then day 4, yesterday, man, Jenna. Did Jenna just like, you're like, oh yeah, those 3 obstacles, they were mine too, right? Rachel, I see you put your thumbs up after you sip of coffee. Like, you're watching Rachel. Eric, I see you, like, I was watching Miranda. You watch Jenna, and you're like, oh my God, this is just more real. Like, I don't know if you felt that way. As I'm watching Jenna, I'm thinking, I know there was some people, the silent minority on the sidelines going, nah, maybe not for me. And Jenna's like, okay, you answered the one problem. Oh, you answered another one. Okay, I'm in. And like, she's just so real and raw. She's right. Sometimes she does videos with like baby throw up on her, which I had this morning. I had to change my shirt right before I got here, right? Like, she's just so many of us doing extraordinary things, right? By sharing what we're teaching you with the capabilities we have, and then having the chance to share it with the world. And then I taught yesterday how to ethically influence, that selling is service. Who in here, tell me, heck yes, if it's true, only if it's true, who in here feels different about selling today than you did yesterday because of what we shared? Thank you, Eric. I appreciate it. Groove, what's going on? Groove Therapy, what's up? Tresty, I hope, Tresty, loving, love that. And thank you for all the hand claps and the arms up. But I want you to see that if we have something to give somebody that allows them to reduce complexity, go quicker, go faster, like, we're obligated to share that. And that was my hope for yesterday. Russell shared the value ladder, ethical sales, and then we come to today. Today, all right, today, we got an amazing day for you. Russell will be on right after me. Russell will be on, I should use the word will. Russell will be on after me, and he's got a strategy to show you how to get in front of more people. Yes, we're going to be driving people to mastermind.com. Literally, we laid out our marketing strategy today for more eyeballs. If you know anything about Tony, myself, and Russell, we can drive traffic. We're not dabbling with Mastermind. Just so you know, we want to be the industry leader. We want to make it the place where everybody's going to go. And when you hear some surprises today that we're sharing with you, that we made shifts overnight, it's going to blow your mind. So we're not messing around with that. But besides having the platform, Russell's going to show you how to get your message in front of hundreds of thousands of people through a strategy that he's perfected. He kind of knows how to drive traffic. That last book he wrote is fantastic, and the forward is just unbelievable. I wrote the forward, that's why. But it's incredible. So that's our journey for today. And then when Russell's done and sharing some huge surprises, like, be on the lookout on how we differentiate from anybody in this industry. There's nobody even going to touch us, for you and for the end consumer who buys your buys your product. And then after Tony, we'll have after Russell, we'll have Mr. Tony Robbins here to light it up. He's ready to rock the house. I already talked to him 3 times this morning. He is fired up. And then we'll conclude. Then we'll give away a trip to Fiji. Who's ready for Fiji? I know the winner. It's right here. Okay. We even have some great runner-up prizes because so many of you played full out. And listen, we have so many great people loading their courses up, over 13,000 now, into the marketplace, people getting sales, shifting their life, and I call them out each day. But this morning I said, hey, what if we brought somebody on live? So I want to take just like 3 minutes before we bring on Russell. You guys want to hear from someone who uploaded a course and is having some success? You guys want to hear that? Okay, team, can we bring up Brian Cho? Brian, you with us? I hope so. Maybe not. The suspense is killing me. So Brian, I'll just tell you right now, Brian joined the marketplace July 30th and was the 7th person to launch his mastermind. So the July 30th is the day that we opened it up and allowed people, a couple thousand, then we shut it off, to come in and be like beta testers. And on the 30th, he was the 7th person to launch his mastermind. He has since launched 3 more. He broke through the fear of sharing his success secrets, and now his courses have changed lives for 15 plus people. I'll just be honest with you. Again, not saying you'll put a course up and do what Brian did. He was a nervous wreck doing this, never did it before. He was, in one of his other ones, he's an engineer, if I remember correctly. That's on another slide. But he's an engineer. He launched the course, and he is one in the top 10 of revenue created on the course since it started, and everybody's loving what he produced. Again, I'm not saying you'll launch a course and do what Brian did, but how cool is it getting this momentum? Is Brian here? We'll catch up with him later. Okay, no Brian. All right, that was kind of like a, but no, right? Carolina, don't laugh at me, all right? We'll bring Brian up later so he can tell his story. He deserves it. But without further ado, I think it's time to bring up my partner, my dear friend, and someone who's going to rock the house today. Russell Brunson, are you here?
All right. You guys excited for this? This is the last days of the home stretch. I am excited for a lot of reasons. Number one is I get to talk today about traffic. Okay, we've talked so much about taking your ideas, your information out of your head, building into a course, putting it inside the platform. But then the question you guys keep asking, and I keep delaying, I feel so bad, is how do we get people to show up? How do we get people to buy these courses? How do we find our people? How do we help them? How many of you guys want to learn more about that today? Okay? All right, if you guys want to hear, because I already know stuff. If you want, I can just go and be done. If you guys want to hear, so I want to see your hands going crazy. You want to learn about how to get traffic, how to get people to show up and start seeing. I can tell pieces now. Awesome, awesome. I could literally do like a 6-day event on this. Some of you guys know my last book is called Traffic Secrets. Dean did write the foreword, which is why it's so well written. But this book, I talk a ton about traffic, a lot of things like freeways and paid ways and all sorts of stuff. But I wanted to give you guys a tool today so you can get traffic for free. Okay, it's one of my favorite strategies. It works very, very well. It doesn't cost you any money. So any of you guys who are like, I just can't afford to go buy ads on Facebook or on Google or whatever, that's okay. I'm going to give you guys a tool. In fact, a lot of people don't know this. I didn't buy my very first paid ad until I'd been in business for over 10 years. Okay, so there are lots of ways you can get traffic without having to buy ads. Now, I'm a big believer in buying ads. We spend over $1 million a month right now buying ads because we can grow and we can scale a lot faster. But when you're beginning, a lot of times you don't have those kind of resources. And so ideally, it's like, how do we get traffic for free? And so I'm going to show you guys, I'll pop up my slides right here. I'm going to show you guys how to get your mastermind course in front of 100,000 people per day for free. How many of you guys want to learn how to do that today? Yeah. Okay, that's what we're talking about. So I'm excited. But there's a couple little fundamental things you have to understand before I dive deep into traffic. And if you understand them, it becomes really, really simple. A lot of times people think that traffic, and a lot of people may not even know what traffic is. You think traffic is like a traffic jam, right? So in the internet world, traffic are the people. It's the eyeballs. It's your customers coming to you. We call that traffic, okay? And so how do you get traffic to come to you, right? And a lot of people think there's some mystery or there's some like technical magic skill or something to do, but it's actually really, really simple. When you understand that traffic is just people. It's people like me, it's people like you, like that's all it is. So you understand that, it's like you start understanding, well, what do I know about people? What do I know about human psychology? Like, the more you can understand, the easier it is to find your people and then get them to come to you, okay? And so when we first start, there's 2 core questions that you have to ask yourself and you have to understand, okay? If you understand these 2 questions, traffic becomes really, really easy. The first question you have to ask is, number 1, who is your dream customer, okay? This is what Dean talked about in day number 1. So many of us are like, everybody in the world needs to buy my thing, right? And so we try to buy traffic to the entire world and try to get people to come. The problem is it's too expensive. It's like buying an ad during the Super Bowl, right? Yeah, everyone in the world will see it, but it's really, really expensive and it's hard to do it. Instead, I want to figure out, like Dean's talked about this target, I want to shrink it from 7 billion people down to this, down to this, down to this. And the smaller I can make that, the easier it is for me to go and find those people. So the first question you have to ask yourself is, who is your dream customer? Who is that person? And like, what do you know about them? Like, what are they interested in? What are they excited by? What fires them up? Like, what blogs do they read every day? What Facebook groups are they part of? Right? What email newsletters do they read? Like, I want to know everything I can think about this person. Now, for most of you guys, this should be easy because for most of you, your dream customer is probably you like 5 years ago, right? Like when we launched ClickFunnels and I was like, how am I going to find my dream customers? I was like, my dream customers were me 5 years ago. So what were the blogs I read 5 years ago? What were the podcasts I listened to? What Facebook groups was I part of? Like my customers are there, right? So the first question is, who's your dream customer? And then the second question then, after you figure out who is your customer, the second question is, where are they congregating online? Okay? And this is the big secret of the internet. This is what makes it so powerful, is that all of us on the internet, we all congregate ourselves together based on things that we're interested in, okay? And I use the word congregation on purpose. When you guys hear the word congregation, what do you typically think of? Okay, for most of you probably think about a church, right? There's a congregation of people. So all of the Baptists, they congregate together in this church. All the Catholics congregate here. The Muslims congregate here. The Mormons congregate here, right? Everyone congregates together based on the things that they believe in. Right? So if I was going to sell something, let's say I wanted to sell a product to Baptists or to Catholics, where would I go to try to find them? Would I just run a Super Bowl ad? No, I'd say, where's the congregation of my dream customers? Oh, they're right here. You go over there and like there they are. They're congregating together every week on the same day. They're all in one spot, right? Now, really quick, before I get too far, I'm not telling you to go sell things at churches. That's not my intention at all. But I want you to understand that concept of congregation, right? Because we think about it, we see it with churches, we see things like that, but it's happening online every single day. For example, as you guys knew, my very first product, how to make a potato gun, which hopefully when I upload this into the Mastermind Marketplace, you will all buy this for your children. It's an amazing course. But when I first created this course, I put it out there and then nobody came to me. I was like, okay, well, I got to find, where do I find people who are interested in potato guns? And I started searching, and online there were groups of people. There were forums and these things online. This is pre-Facebook. But there were groups online with people talking about potato guns. And some of these groups had 10, 15, 20,000 people in them. So I went to these groups, and I bought ads to those groups, and people started coming over. So I asked, who's my dream customer? Where are they congregating? Oh, they're right here. They're on this forum. Let me go there and buy ads. Okay? So that's what we start thinking through. So for you, if you think about who's your dream customer, where are they congregating? And if we have a day together right now, I would go through okay, let's look at what podcasts they listen to. Have you write down every single podcast they listen to. What blogs they read, and list every single blog they read. What Facebook groups they part of. And we'd go through and we keep doing this. And by the time we were done, you'd have 50 different places that your dream customers are already hanging out. And then our job is not difficult. Sometimes people think we have to create traffic. We don't. We just have to figure out where's traffic already at. Oh, there's 500 people in this group here. There's 10,000 over here. There's 50,000 over here. How do I get my product out in front of those people? That's the question. That's how we play this game, okay? So those are the two questions you got to ask yourself. Number one, who is your dream customer? And number two, where are they congregating, okay? So there's the strategy, okay? Now I'm going to break it down. I'm going to show you guys a tactical way to actually do this. It's really simple and really easy, okay? And it's something you guys, everybody can start doing this tonight. In fact, this should be one of the things you guys do tonight, okay? All right, so step number one. The first thing we're going to do, I'm going to show you guys one way, okay? So we're going to talk about Facebook. How many guys are on Facebook? I think half of the known universe or more is on Facebook. If you don't have a Facebook account, you should probably get one at this point. Even if you hate socializing with people, it's still a tool to be able to build your business, right? I talked yesterday in the VIP group about, someone said, well, how do I do this? There's Facebook and Instagram, all these things. How do I do it all? I told him, I said, look, you have to understand, you're no longer a consumer of social media. I'm not going to sit on my phone and spend 80 hours a day scrolling through, listening to everybody's thing. In fact, my students, first thing I tell them is log into your Facebook or Instagram or whatever and unfriend all the people you know, okay? They're making you miserable right now. Anyway, admit it, right? Unfriend them all. And then now I'm no longer a consumer of social media. I am a producer of social media, okay? That's the transition. So you guys now, because you're here, you're no longer consuming social media. You're not scrolling through your feed all day aimlessly. You're producers. You're producing stuff, right? You're content creators. You're course creators, okay? You have these things you're putting out there. Now your job is to produce media to get people to come back into your courses, okay? So I'm going to use, again, today I'm going to share just one strategy. I could share, again, someday we'll sit down and we'll have a month together and I'll go over all the strategies. But for today, I want to give you guys one strategy that works on Facebook and works really, really good, okay? So the first step, we have to get ready for when traffic's going to come to us, okay? So this is your personal Facebook profile. I'm going to show you one of my friends. This is Bailey Richard. She's one of my favorite marketers online. She's so smart. And so I'm going to use her as an example because she does this so well. The first thing, she takes a personal Facebook profile, and you have to be careful. Facebook does not want your personal profile to be all businessy, right? You don't go here and put my name's Bailey, here's my website, here's my, you don't put all that stuff there. That's not what Facebook wants. In fact, sometimes they'll freeze your account if you're trying to advertise, okay? So you're not advertising here, but you're putting up what do you do? who are your dream customers? Like what something you could say that's going to interest them, right? So for Bailey, she says, turn your experience into income through information, products, and services. That's kind of what she does, right? No blatant pitch, no something. That's just kind of what she does. And there's her picture. And so that's the first thing she does. Is just changes her Facebook thing to kind of, so when someone comes to her, they can see like, who is this? Like, do I connect with this person or not? Okay, that's step number one. Okay, so step number one is change your cover so that people know what you do. But again, this is not a blatant sales pitch. Don't put links to your course and all sorts of stuff like that. That's not what we're doing here. This is just, oh, this is kind of what I do. Okay? Then number two, before we start the strategy, on your personal profile, hopefully you're posting stuff that's personal, right? Pictures of your kids. Maybe you went on and ate some cool restaurant and there's some cool food there or whatever, right? If you follow Jenna's JK5 that she talked about on Instagram, I use the JK5 on my Facebook profile as well, right? So if you want to go back to Jenna's training yesterday, pick 5 categories. You're going to rotate through these different categories as posts on your personal wall, right? And then when I have something new, like, oh my gosh, I'm launching a new course, I'm gonna make a post on my personal wall that's not trying to sell it hardcore, but just like, hey guys, I've been working on my very first course. I'm so excited for it. I just listed it in the mastermind.com marketplace. It's called blah, blah, blah. If you guys want to check it out here, go check it out. And you post it on your personal wall, right? And you post it there, and now it's there. Now, I want you to understand that by just posting on your personal wall, you're probably gonna make 0 sales, okay? Just so you're fully aware. Maybe one of your friends, your mom, or someone's gonna be like, oh, I feel bad for my son or my daughter. I'm gonna go buy one, just make them feel good. And that happens sometimes. Be grateful for it if it does happen. But that's not, the point's not to make sales yet, right? I'm not trying to sell to the people that already follow me, to my friends and things like that. That's not the goal. They're not my dream customers. Maybe 1 or 2 of them might become that. But right now, they're not my dream customers. I'm just doing this so that when I go get my dream customers and they come to me, they're gonna land on something that's gonna help push them to where I want them to go. Okay, so again, number 1, I change the cover so that people know what I do. Number 2, I make a post talking about my course. And again, this is not a sales pitch. This is just, hey, I've been working on this thing. It's really cool. If you want to check it out in the marketplace, like, go check it out. It's so awesome. It's something all you guys can do today, right? Pretty simple. Okay, so now my personal profile is ready for me to use this strategy. Okay, now I'm going to go out and find people and get in front of them so they will come back, and then I can push them from here into my course. Does that make sense so far? Okay. Okay, and here's an example of mine. So this is my personal one. Again, it's a picture of me. It says, I'm on a mission to help entrepreneurs get their message out to the marketplace. I have links to like my Instagram and stuff like that, but it's just simple, right? And then recently, we were doing a live virtual event, and it was fun because in the ad for the virtual event, I got my whole family in it, and we got you can see the picture here, us, and we made a little video of us eating popcorn, having fun. And so I didn't make a hardcore pitch, but if you read this, it says, this is, again, on my personal profile. It said, we had so much fun as a family creating a video to promote our new 2 Comma Club Live conference. You can see the video at the URL above. Each of them, blah, blah, blah. So I kind of just did that, posted some pictures, and it was fun, right? So my friends and my family who follow me on Facebook are like, oh, cute, and they like it, and they may comment, your family's so cute, the kids are getting so big. But it's not for them, okay? This is a covert ad. This is to get people to come, and I can start pushing them to where I need them to go. Does that make sense? Okay, so that was an example of a post that I made before we launched our virtual event. Okay, so now you guys have a course in the marketplace. It's time to make your covert post on your personal profile. Okay? All right, so that's now we move to number 2. Number 2 now, what we're gonna do, we talked about who's your dream customer and where are they congregating, right? So I'm gonna find congregations of my dream customers. And one of the easiest, best ways to do this inside of Facebook is with Facebook groups. Okay, so if you go to Facebook right here, and you go to the very top, figure out like who's your dream customer. So for this example, yesterday Jenna was talking about photography. So I went to Facebook, I typed in photography, and I clicked on groups, and showed me all these photography groups. These are all groups of people who are sitting there talking about photography and sharing pictures they like, and they're talking about the best cameras and their favorite lenses and how to do this and that. And it's like all these photography groups. Okay, so if my dream customers are people who are into photography, these are congregations. These are the church of photography, right? They're all congregating together, hanging out in this group, in this group, in this group. Okay, I don't know if you can see here, but like the top one has 11,000 members are part of that group. The second one has got also 11,000 members. The third one has 49,000 photographers are in that third group. 49,000 people, okay? That's a huge church. That's one of those mega churches, right, of photographers. The fourth one, 96,000 members. And the fifth one, 215,000 members, okay? So if I know my dream customers are photographers, here's some huge congregations with my dream customers hanging out all day long, talking about the topic that I love. Okay, is getting this so far? So if I'm going to sell something to photographers, should I go run a Super Bowl ad? I don't know, should I go buy ads somewhere? Or should I figure out who's my dream customers, where they hang out? This is where they're hanging out. Okay, so again, you can see this, just these three examples I pulled up really quickly, 49,000 that one, 96 and 215. So what I try to do, and depending, every market's gonna be different. Some will have huge groups, some will have smaller groups, but I try to join between 3 and 5 groups, where if I add up all the numbers, there's at least 100,000 people in it, okay? Because I wanna get my message out in front of 100,000 people. Okay, so if I was a photographer, I would join these 3 groups: the world photographers group, the best photographers, and the professional photographers. And right now, if I add those up, I got 215, 300, so I got there's 400,000 people in these 3 groups, and now I'm part of this community. Okay, you guys getting this? You see where I'm going with this so far? How many of you guys, the light bulbs are going off? You're like, oh my gosh, I never knew how to find people, but they're all right there. I just found them in like 5 seconds, okay? All right, so then the next question is, well, how do I get these people on these groups to come over to me? Now, this is what some of you guys will want to do, and I want to warn you. You're going to want to go to these groups of 215,000 people, and you're like, oh, there's my dream customers. They're going to be so excited to buy from me. You're going to run over there, and you're like, hey, everybody, I hope you're having fun in here. Come look at my course. Come give me money. It's going to be amazing. And you're going to think they're like grateful for you to come telling them about your product, right? The reality is that is not what happens. They get super angry for you promoting and spamming and all sorts of stuff, and they will kick you out of the groups very, very quickly, okay? Now, I learned this initially from one of my friends. His name is Perry Belcher. Because when I first started in social media, I was not good at it. I was like a marketing guy who did what I just said. I was like, there's people, they need to buy my stuff. I'm going to save their life. I can change their world. I would go in there, I start spamming things like crazy. I get kicked out. People hated me. I was like, why is everyone so mean on social media? This thing doesn't actually work, right? And one of my friends pulled me aside. Again, named Perry Belcher. He's like, hey, man, you're doing everything wrong. And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, well, do you ever... And those who don't know me, like I may seem very extroverted on stage. In real life, I'm very introverted and scared of people. And he asked me, he's like, you know when you go to a party? And I was like, no. He's like, you don't go to parties? I'm like, no, I don't do that. He's like, oh, well, have you seen it on like movies and stuff? I'm like, yeah, I've seen people go to parties. I don't like do that, but yeah, I totally see. He's like, okay, what you're doing is there's a huge party happening at someone's house. And you're the dude who's coming in, and you walk in, you're like, hey, everybody, what's up? And you start talking about yourself, how great you are. Okay, you're the dude at the party that everybody hates. Everyone's like, oh, stay away from that guy. He's talking about himself again. I was like, okay, well, how do the cool kids do it? He's like, this is how the cool kids do it, okay? Social media is a huge party. It's a networking group. You come in there and you don't try to talk about yourself. You don't spam things. You don't talk about what you're selling. You come in there and you try to become the cool kid at the party. You come in and you're like, oh, how's it going, man? And you see who's talking and you're like, you get in conversations, you help people, you see who's having struggles, you get to know them, all sorts of stuff. And if you start doing that, eventually everyone's like, who's this guy? This person is amazing. And you'll become the life of the party. And he said, after you're the life of the party, when the party's about to end, he said, at that point, you're like, hey, man, I'm going back to my house. You want to go with me? People are like, sure. And they jump in, and you go back to your house, and then at your house, now it's your party. Now you have the ability to sell them things, to tell them more about what you want to do and things like that. Okay? That was the big aha he told me. He said, you don't use social media as your platform to go spam people. You come in there and use network, social networking. We're getting to know all these people, building relationships and things like that. So he told me that. I shifted my whole perspective, my whole paradigm changed, and I started doing it differently. So I would go into a group like this, and I would find all the people, and I was like, okay, instead of how can I sell these people, the question is how can I serve these people? Like, what do they need, right? There's 216,000 photographers. Like, what can I do to help these people? What do I have of value that I can provide for them? And I pretend like I just came to this party. There's 215,000 photographers. I'm like, man, these people are amazing. What do I got that I can help with? And then I just give them something. And then walk around and see who's stuck, who's confused. Let me help answer some questions. Let me help some things. And if I start doing that, at first no one really sees you. And eventually, like, man, this person keeps coming up. Man, this person's helpful. That person helped this person, this person. They keep seeing you over and over and over again. Eventually, they're like, who is Russell Brunson? I got to check this guy out. And they click on your face, and they come back to your home, which is your personal profile, and they're like, oh, this person's awesome. Wait, check it out. They're doing a summit. Oh, check it out. They just launched a course. Let me go check it out. And boom, then they start following you in. Okay? That's the secret. That's the strategy. So let me show you guys, again, how that works. Okay? So what we do is we go into the groups, we join the 3 groups, and then we're going to go in these groups and provide value. Okay? So the first thing we do, and I'm going to show you guys an example. This is, again, how Bailey does it. So I've got a group of 225, I think I have 250,000. We have about 250,000 entrepreneurs right now in my group, okay? And so it's a big group. And we always get people coming in spamming, and we just kick them out and delete them and ban them for life. But Bailey, very, very smart, right? Bailey came in, and every single, probably 2 or 3 times a week, she comes in and she drops these value posts. Like this right here is 33 places to advertise your lead magnet. 33 things, boom, 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 and never once like links to anything. Just says, hey guys, here's 33 ways to advertise your lead magnet. Hope it helps. Amazing post. And people are like, what? And they start commenting, this is amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's so cool. Next day she comes in, boom, she posts again. This one is 10 myths about launching a virtual summit. She posts this whole thing and people are like flipping out. This is amazing. She's getting like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of comments and likes and all sorts of stuff. And guess what's happening? She may get 100 comments, but from that, she's getting 1,000 people being like, who is this person serving? She's awesome. And they go and they click on her face right here. Like, who is that person? Who is Bailey? They click on her face, and where does it take you? You guys use Facebook. Where does it take you? It takes you back to their personal profile. Boom, you land on this page. You're like, who is this Bailey? Oh, she helps people turn their income through information, turn their life experiences into income through information products. That's what I'm trying to do. So cool. Like, I'm gonna follow her. Boom, they follow her as a friend, and they start looking at what does she do? In the very first post here is like, hey, I have this new, for her, it was at my Sales Summit event, right? For you, it'd be your course. And they're like, oh, she's been so helpful in this group, and she's selling the course right now? This is amazing. They click on it, and boom, they come over to your course profile, and now you got a customer, okay? That is the big secret, okay? It's not coming in spamming. It's going in and trying to help in these groups. And so the cadence that I try to do, especially when I'm getting started, is I come in and say, okay, if I join 3 groups, in each of these 3 groups, I'm going to try to make a valuable post each day. I'm going to go in and like, how can I serve these people? I'm going to make a post of just pure service, right? No selling, no ulterior motives, no nothing, just coming and serving all 3 of the groups. Okay, that's number 1. And number 2, I look through the groups, look through all the questions, and see who can I help. And I try to publicly answer 3 questions in each group. Okay, so that means 3 posts, 9 questions if I'm in 3 groups. And if I do that, day 1, day 2, day 3, and you keep doing that, within 2 or 3 days, people are going to notice you. And they're going to start following you, and it's going to start this wave of traffic coming to you. Okay? All right, some of you guys are like, that sounds so cool, Russell, but I have no idea what to write. How many of you guys feel that way? Like, that's amazing. I have no idea what to write. Okay? If you look at this, look at Bailey's things. Number 1 is 33 places to advertise your lead magnet. 10 myths about launching a virtual summit. Okay? Have any of you guys ever, do you guys remember the David Letterman show? I actually had a chance to go watch it one time. One of our students was the producer for the David Letterman show, and we were in New York, and he's like, dude, I'm a producer. Do you want to come to the show? So we came to the show, and it was really, really fun. And my favorite, I think everyone's favorite part of David Letterman is every single time you have the top 10 list, right? Here's the top 10 list about how to do whatever. And you go through it, and you go through the top 10 lists, right? People love lists. Like, it's one of the greatest things in the world. Okay? And so one of the shortcuts, one of the fastest ways to create these valuable posts is not for you to go like, I got to write, think of a story, I got to do a big, huge training or what. It's not that. Okay? The thing when someone's in a Facebook group, the way you get value really, really quickly is by making a list, like a David Letterman style top 10 list, whatever it is, right? Notice Bailey's 33 places to advertise lead magnet, 10 myths about launching a virtual summit. Could you do that for your market? Could you do 33 places to get a new photography client? 33 ways to lose weight. 33 things you can eat at fast food restaurants that won't make you fat. 10 myths about launching a virtual summit. 10 myths about the type of lens using your camera. 10 myths about how to increase your marriage. 10 myths about how to trade stocks on the blah, blah, blah stocky thing, right? The 33 ways, the 33 coins that are better than Bitcoin. 10 myths about Bitcoin and how you maybe, whatever, right? I can plug these things into any market, anything. It's just thinking through, like, do you have 7 tips, 33 tips, 5 places, 10 myths, 6 things, 5 unusual, whatever. Like, those are the things we're looking for. Those are the things people read, and they're like, oh, my gosh, that was amazing. And they click on your page. Like, who is this person? He's providing this value. They click on your link, and they come over. And this is how we start a tsunami of traffic coming to you. They click on your face. They see your personal profile. They click on the link. They start coming to your course, okay? And they keep doing that process. And you keep doing that, day 1, day 2, day 3, make it part of your daily process, right? You're producers of the social media. You're producing the stuff, putting it out there. That's how you start getting your dream customers and get them to come to you. Does that make sense? Okay, let me go back through real quick. Oh, yeah, and then this is the last. Actually, let me go back here. I want to show this again, okay? So, again, you come here. You find groups, 3 to 5 groups. You join the groups. You come in. You do 1 value post and answer 3 questions per group and try to do it at least once per day or 3 times. Pick a cadence that you can do comfortably and do that. I wouldn't spend hours, maybe spend 20 minutes each day doing this, and that'll start the flow of traffic coming into your course, okay? All right, and then the last step is be awesome. This is important, okay? Don't go in like, okay, I'm going to come in, I'm going to sell these people something, and like trying to be all sneaky and shady, like people see through that. Don't like someone post, like PM them on the net or DM them or whatever, like, hey, you want to buy my course? Hey, like, don't do that. No one likes that person. You're the only person in the party who's like grabbing people in the other room and like trying to sell them your stuff. Like, don't do that. Just be awesome. If you're awesome, people will follow you. That's it. Just be awesome, okay? So again, 1 value post per group, answer 3 questions per group. Number 4, consistency is the key, and this is not where you're selling something. This is where you're serving. And if you serve and you keep showing up, people will come to you and you can sell on your homepage. You can sell on your own spot. Does that make sense? Does that help you guys get this process started? Okay. So what that means is now you guys have these courses you've been building, you've been developing, right? Okay, maybe it's not finished yet. If it's not finished yet, it's okay. Like now is the time to start this process, right? If you have a course, it's like my 6 modules on how to become a better photographer, okay, while you're developing the course, while you're making the modules, as you're going through stuff, start making lists. Okay, what are 10 things I can teach photographers? What are 33 tips? What are 14 tips? What are 6 myths? What are 3? And then start finding those things, go out to the groups, start posting, and just start this process, okay? Some of you guys are gonna wait till your course is done, everything's done, then you're gonna go try to drive traffic. I always tell people, you want traffic coming earlier, okay? There's a book by, I think, Harvey Mackay. It says, dig your well before you're thirsty, okay? You want this process to start before you're trying to make money, before you're trying to make sales. Like, start today. Today's the time to start providing value and getting people in, okay? I think it was, there's an old Chinese proverb that says, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, but the second best time is today. And that's what we're talking about. Like right now is the time to start this process and start getting traffic coming to you. It's the beginnings. And again, there's other ways to drive traffic. There's ways we can scale things with paid ads and stuff, but I just want this process starting for you. I want you to get your first sale, your second sale, your third sale. And this is, if I was doing it now, if I was sitting down with my wife or my mom or someone I love and say, how do you get started? This is what I do. This is how you build a brand. It's by serving, by giving, by finding the groups of your dream customers, getting in front of them, answering questions, serving, and doing that stuff. And as you do that, they will come to you. Okay, that's how this game works. Does that make sense, you guys? You guys like that? That's something everybody can do? Very, very cool. Okay, well, Tony's going to be on in about 20 minutes, but before Tony gets on, I want to do something really, really fun that we're excited for. Yesterday, Dean kind of gave you guys a little sneak peek about Mastermind Elite, and we had probably 1,000 questions last night about it, where everyone was freaking out, like, wait, what is it? I'm so confused. How does this work? All sorts of stuff. And so I wanted to go through it just so that all the questions are answered before Tony shows up. Are you guys cool if I spend like 15 minutes or so kind of going through exactly what that special offer was, so you know what it is, and you understand why you should take advantage of it? You guys cool with that? Yes. All right. Awesome. I want to make sure I got permission before I do, because that is important. Okay. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to walk you through exactly what the Mastermind Elite program is and why I feel like all of you guys should be part of it if you are able to, okay? So as you guys know, when you guys join the Build Your Brand Challenge, you signed up for the challenge. It was completely free, right? On the next page, we made you guys a special offer. And the special offer was, hey, we got this new platform. We're going to be showing you guys. It's going to be amazing. We want to give you guys a 14-day trial to use it for 14 days. If you pay $1, that's what it was, right? If you pay $1, we're going to take that $1, we're going to give it to Feeding America. We're going to feed a whole bunch of families, which is awesome. But then you have the software to use for 14 days. Okay, so right now we're 5 days in. 5 days in your everyone's 14-day trial that started on Monday. So you're like 5 days in. So you still have another week and a little bit of this trial. Okay, and our goal was like, how do we get these guys and get everyone equipped so that they can get the stuff out of their head, get it into the software, get it using it so they can be successful with it, right? Before the trial ever comes up. Okay, and some of you guys already have courses done. Some of you guys have already made sales of your courses, which is awesome. Some of you guys haven't yet. Some of you guys might take a month or 2 months or whatever, and that's totally cool as well. Okay, but that's what's happened so far. Okay, and so for those of you guys who have been part of it, after 14 days, you'll be billed the $97 a month, which is how much it costs to continue to use the Mastermind platform. Okay, and that was on the page you guys signed up for. Now, I want you guys to understand, because some people have said, well, $97 a month, that seems so expensive. Isn't that expensive, Russell? It's like, no, let me explain to you really quick why $97 a month is not expensive, okay? As you guys probably know, there are other platforms that allow you to post your courses out there, okay? And so this morning I was going through, I was like, I want to help everyone understand why $97 a month is so inexpensive. In fact, in the comments last night, I read someone's like, well, what about Udemy? It's free to list a course in Udemy, right? So you guys know Udemy is a marketplace for courses. Now, this may seem like a good deal at first. Like, it's free to post my course in here, okay? So you post your course in here, but here's what they don't tell you after you post your course, or until after you post your course. When Udemy sells your course, they don't give you all the money. In fact, Udemy keeps 50% of the money. Half of the money you make, they keep. So when you're like selling a $100 course, and you're like, it's going to be so much cheaper. I'm going to post to this marketplace. It's basically going to be free. And you make your first sale for $100, and they kept 50. You're like, well, it only cost me $50. You make your second sale, and $100. Now they've taken $100, and 2 sales in, and you're already at the same thing that Mastermind is. And then you make another sale and another sale. And at first, it may not seem like that big of a deal. But as you get better at this, you can get better at driving traffic. So you're making 10 sales a day, right? Or 10 sales a week, and then 10 sales a day, and 10 sales an hour. All of a sudden, that thing starts cranking up. I have friends who are literally paying Udemy $5,000 and $6,000 a month because that's the revenue comes up. So $97 a month is insanely expensive, right? Versus like, oh, you can load stuff for free. Come on, post it for free, because we're going to take half of your money. The other thing that's insane in marketplaces like Udemy, when you put a customer in there, they own the customer, not you. Okay? Do you guys know that? So understand, if you post, in fact, I was reading this thing today, somebody had this big post about why they left Udemy. And the reason why they left Udemy, number one, you don't get your students' email addresses. Okay, it's not your students, it's theirs. Okay, with Mastermind, you get the student's email address. That means you can email your students and be like, hey, here's my next live event, here's my next course, here's the next thing. So you own the data, they don't. Number two, when somebody buys a course through Udemy, this is crazy. They will start selling your customer, your competitor's products. Like someone comes in and buys Stacy's course on marriage, they say, oh, this person's interested in marriage courses, and they start selling them other marriage courses on the platform, which is crazy. So literally every customer you bring in, they start competing with you. They also in their terms of service have the right to give coupons. So let's say you have a course you want to sell for let's say $100, they can discount your product up to 90%. So even though you're selling for $100, they're selling it for you for 10, and then you get half. So this is a $100 course, every sale comes to you only get $5. Like it is insane what they do. Okay? When we were building this, right, we do not want that. We've seen how they've destroyed course creators. Like, yeah, they're making a lot of money, but the course creators are struggling because it seems free. Like, oh, it's free. Come on in the marketplace. It's going to be fantastic. And then they start taking this money, taking it. And you don't know until you're paying $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 a month. And you're like, man, that was expensive. So that's what we understand. Okay? With this, we don't do that. Okay? You own the data. They're your customers. We're not going to sell them your competitors' products. We're not going to discount your products. I think in Udemy, the highest price you can sell is $50. In the course, we let you sell expensive courses. We want ours to be a premium marketplace, not just a discount marketplace as well, okay? Which is pretty cool, okay? So that's number one. Number two, people ask me, what, can I just post it? Like, should I buy a software like Kajabi and post it in there or some other membership platform? And you can. The problems are, number one, is it's expensive. I was looking at Kajabi. If you had 100 courses, it's $319 per month. Like, it gets expensive. Number two, there's no marketplace. So like you're completely on your own. Here, you at least have me, Dean, and Tony who are daily talking about mastermind.com and driving people in this whole marketplace and whole community of us, all the sales are coming. Here, you're just in a silo all by yourself. You're like, hopefully I get some sales, but it's all 100% up to you, okay? So it's $97 a month, may seem expensive until you start looking at it through this lens, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is really, really cheap. Okay? So I want you to understand that. Especially like if you go through, let's say you sell a $100 course, you sell one course a month that covers your costs, and everything you sell after that's pure profit, which is amazing, okay? So I want you to understand that. That's why this is actually inexpensive when you understand how it all works, okay? Plus, Mastermind.com is the only platform that allows you to actually go live. And I don't know if most of you guys have even seen this feature yet. If not, it's one of the coolest things, right? You can preload, I'm going to do a Mastermind course over the next 6 days or 6 weeks, whatever, and then you get people to sign up, they show up there, and then you do it live on the platform. Right? You click a button, they all jump in, you do your live training. When it's done, it renders it out and becomes the actual course inside the members area. There's no other platform that does that, and that's one of the biggest benefits as well, okay? So not only is it way less expensive when you look at it through that lens, we also have way better features, way more functionality, way more things you can't do anywhere else, which is why we're so excited about Mastermind as a platform for you guys, okay? All right, so a couple other things. It's a $97 a month level. When you guys are paying $97 a month, people have asked this question, like, well, how many masterminds do I get? You're able to create up to 5 different mastermind courses at the $97 a month level. Okay, if you're doing live streaming, you get up to 720 minutes per month, and you get up to 15 attendees live inside of your rooms at any given time. Okay, so that's where you get the $97 a month level. Now, I have a question. How many of you guys would love to use the Mastermind platform and not have to pay any monthly fees, none of the $97 a month for the next 6 months? How many of you guys would love to have that right now? In fact, this is awesome, Russ. I'm still figuring this course stuff out. I would love to like figure this out and start selling it before I pay any of those $97 a month. How many of you guys like to have that for the next 6 months? Okay, so this is what we're going to do. This is why we created this offer. We don't want you guys to be stressing about monthly payments every single month until your course is up and actually generating money and things like that. So what we did is we put together a special offer, and those who invest in this special offer will have access to the platform for 6 months for free. So no monthly payments for 6 months when you invest in the package we put together for you guys today. Okay, so let me walk you guys through what you're going to get when you invest in and you upgrade to Mastermind Elite today. Okay, now I want to also help you understand this is not required. You guys can be on the trial and have success with Mastermind. This is for those who are like, man, I want to speed it up, I want to go faster, I want to get deeper. That's what this upgrade is for, okay? So again, when you upgrade to Mastermind Elite, I'm going to walk you guys through everything you get. So number one thing you get is you get 6 months of our upgraded Mastermind.com software platform, okay? For 6 months, you get it for free. So you're not paying monthly fees for 6 months. This is the level that's, we haven't launched this live yet, but this is the $297 a month level. You're getting that level for free for the next 6 months, Okay? And so the question that we got a lot last night is like, what's the $297 a month level? Like, what does that package look like? What does that level of service look like? And what it does, which is really, really cool, is instead of having just 5 masterminds, you can create unlimited masterminds. So if you're like, I've got an idea for 10 courses. I want to do a course on this and this and this. And I got friends. I want to do courses for this. And my mom and my cousin and my brother, like my accountant. And you see the vision of what this is. And you're like, I could create a course on every single topic known to man, right? When you have this, when you have the elite account, you have unlimited masterminds. You can post as many as you want, okay? So you don't have any limits. You don't have to get a second and a third and a fourth account. So that's going to be $297 a month in the future, but you guys will get that for free for the next 6 months. Also, instead of having 720 minutes, you have 2,500 minutes of doing the live streaming per month. And instead of 15 attendees, you can upgrade and have 25 attendees, okay? So that's why you guys want the bigger package, just because you get unlimited masterminds, way more time, all those kind of things, okay? And so that's kind of the first step here. So what you're going to get, once again, is you get 6 months of Mastermind Elite software when you upgrade right now, a total value of $1,782. Okay? The next thing, my question for you guys is, how many of you guys have enjoyed the last 5 days? You feel like this is like your school education system. You're learning all these things. It's like, this is awesome, but like you're still kind of like, I need more. I want someone just to grab me by the hand and take me on the path and make sure I get my course in there. How many of you guys want that? You want that level of like hand-holding and like just help to make sure you're successful? Okay, as Dean and I this morning were like, how do we make sure people are successful? Like, we know the value of this. If me or Dean or Tony could jump to your house and just grab you and sit you down, like, let's get this out of your brain into the software and we would do that. But we can't. So, like, what's the next best thing? So, what we decided to do is we're creating a program for you guys called Course Blueprint Secrets. This is going to walk you through everything you need to get your course done and launched and live. Okay, now this is going to be taught by someone who's on my team. And this is someone who hasn't created 1 course or 2 courses or 3 or 4 or 5. The person I'm going to introduce you to, who's going to be your coach inside this program, has literally created over 60 of his own courses. His name's Dave Espino. Dave is one of my main trainers here in our company. He's created over 60 courses. 60! That's not a typo. Over 60 courses. Okay? He is a course-making machine. He knows how to make courses, and he knows how to make courses that actually sell. In fact, his best course so far has sold over 700,000 copies. Okay? So now he's like, I don't know how to create courses. It's not just like putting up garbage. Like, he creates good courses, and one of them sold over 700,000, and he's had a chance to help students. I asked him today, I'm like, how many students have you helped? He's like, I'm pretty sure it's over 1,000. He's like, you can safely say hundreds of people I've helped get their courses launched and live. And so he's going to be going through inside of here into excruciating detail, more detail that we can go, a lot more tactical, like, here's the first step, second step, third step, here's how you make it good, here's how you use slides, here's how to record, like, all the little details. I know you guys keep asking us. We see them in the Facebook group. And I wish we could sit down and like go to the nitty gritty, but it's hard when you got this many people and you're trying to help you guys to see the vision of where it is. This is going to be the next step of like, let's dive into the tactical. So Dave Espino is going to be your coach on that. Again, the product's called Course Blueprint Secrets, and there's nobody better. I don't think there's anybody on this planet who's made more courses than Dave, and he's going to be your coach, walking you through this over the next 30 days to help your course get done. Okay? Now some of you guys are like, that's awesome. So I love the coaching. I love the Dave Espino. It's going to be amazing. But like, what if I just like get stuck, or I just need like help. Like, I need someone just to grab me and just push me over the edge. So what we decided to do is we got a couple of our coaches on our team who are going to be doing live weekly workshops. That means, let's say you're working on your course, it's like Thursday, and you're like, I still haven't got it live yet, and you're kind of like just stuck, whatever. You jump on, and every single week there's a live group. You jump on the group, and there's coaches there like, oh, you just forgot this part, or do this. Or like, oh, what if you tweak your outline and do this? And there's live coaching happening every single week, okay? We call these your Launch Your Course weekly workshops, which means the whole goal of you jump on this workshop, and by the time you're done, your course should be able to be launched. Okay? And they're going to do that over and over and over again. So for whatever reason, it hasn't happened, jump on the next week, you'll get it done. We want to make sure your courses are getting launched. Okay? And you guys will see how simple the platform is. Most of you guys, like we've had, I can't remember what Dean said, like 900 or 9,000, I don't know. Tons of courses have been already posted. So it's not difficult, but we got a team who's going to be here every single week helping you get unstuck. So if you're like, I'm working on this, I need, like, whenever you're ready, there's going to be a live coaching happening that week. You jump in and we'll help get your course live. Okay, so we're not going to leave you behind. We want to make sure you're successful. We're not successful with this platform unless you guys are. So we're trying to give you guys all the resources we can to help make sure you're successful. Okay? All right, so what you're going to get, that means you're going to get the 6 month of Mastermind Elite software, your Course Blueprint Secrets, plus the live workshops. Total value right now of $3,564. Who here wants some like challenge exclusive bonus and stuff we will never give in the future? We'll never give anyone else. But you guys get right here, right now for those who take action. How many of you guys want that? Okay. I'm all about the challenge. So this is something I didn't think that Dean or Tony was going to do this or going to be willing to do this, but for some reason they said yes, which is amazing. So the first thing, how many guys really want to come to the World Summit? Okay? How many guys saw the trailer videos this week and you're like, oh, it'd be so cool. I want to attend that, right? In Tony's big old studio thing. So the first exclusive bonus is anybody who gets started today, we're going to give you a ticket to the World Summit. It's an exclusive ticket, so you can come and hang out with me and Dean and Tony and Jenna and everybody. We'll be streaming. I think this is we're about a month away from this event happening, and it is going to be insane. This is going to be deep dives. We'll have a chance to kind of take things that we talked about so far and go deeper to the next step, next level. So you guys get a ticket to this. These tickets right now are selling for $697. It's not fake scarcity. I think Dean sold like 5,000 or 6,000 of them so far. You guys will be getting a ticket for free when you invest in this course today. Okay, so how many of you guys want that ticket for free? That means you can all attend that, which will be so much fun and so cool. Okay, the next thing, you guys remember on day 2, Stacy was talking about, when Stacy was here, she was talking about the first course she went through that changed her life, and it was Tony Robbins' Ultimate Edge. So we talked to Tony. I said, hey, Tony, this is what changed Stacy's life, and there's a lot of people out here who haven't, for some reason, have not had a chance to go through Ultimate Edge. It's your foundational teaching. It's the first thing people have to have when they enter Tony's world, to plug in their ears, to give them the shift, to give them the transformation. Like, would you be willing to do that? And luckily for me and for you and for all of us, he said yes, but only during this challenge, okay? So that means if you try to sign up for this like a week from now, it's gone. But for right now, during this challenge, you get those two things. You get the tickets to the World Summit, and you get Tony Robbins' Ultimate Edge. This sells right now online for $297. You guys get both of these things as a gift today when you invest. And so it's going to be amazing. How many of you guys are excited to go through Ultimate Edge? Okay, I went through Ultimate Edge the first time, man, probably 15 years ago. And I saw my wife out last night that we're getting, because we had ours on like CDs back in the day, and we don't have a CD player anymore. So I'm pumped this is the digital version. My wife and I are going to go through it again together. And I think everybody, all of us as a community, should go through it again, because if you see it, if we can get our mind shifted, the skill set's not difficult to do what we're trying to do. And most of it's a problem between our ears. And so there's nothing better than Ultimate Edge. She has the Ultimate Edge as well. All right. So that means you get the 6 month of the Mastermind Elite software, you get the course blueprint stickers, plus the live workshops, you get the World Summit ticket, you get the Tony Robbins Ultimate Edge, total value $4,508. You guys want some more gifts? Want some more bonuses? My goal is to increase the value so much that you guys are like, I have to go, like, whatever it takes, I'm going to do this, right? We want to make this such a no-brainer. The next thing, Dean has a program called his Inner Circle. He sells Inner Circle for $97 a month, the same price as the Mastermind software. Dean said, anybody who gets in this program, let's give that to them. I think he said for 6 months. So for the next 6 months, you get access to this. So if you were to pay for that, you're paying, what, that 97 times 6, like a little less than $600. You guys get that for free while you're in this program as well, which is insane. Okay, if you love spending time with Dean, you get a chance to spend time with him every single month inside his Inner Circle. And then I got 2 bonuses I want to give you guys away as well. Who here wants to go deeper with me? Who here's loved what we taught so far? And like, man, I can tell Russell's got so much more he wants to give me, but he's like constrained by time and space. Okay, I got 2 things. These 2 bonuses I want to throw. Number 1, this is called my One Funnel Away Challenge. Okay, we sell this right now online for $100. This is my flagship program. This is where we get people who are like, I want to sell stuff, but how do I grow a company? You do it through a funnel. Okay, the next step after you got your course is you're gonna want a funnel. Okay, and so the One Funnel Away Challenge is gonna take you through. It's a 30-day, day-by-day program with me and 2 of my coaches to get you guys so that you get these ideas out of your head and you get a funnel. And a lot of you guys have no idea what a funnel is yet, but I promise you it's the next step. It's how you take this course that's making a couple sales a day and get to making a couple sales an hour. Okay, it's how you scale things, how you grow things. And so this One Funnel Away Challenge is an intense 30-day program you're gonna go through with me to help get your first funnel live. And you plug your course in the back of your funnel, and that's how we blow these things up for you. Okay, so One Funnel Away Challenge, you guys will go crazy with. We've had over, I think, 60,000 people so far have gone through this program. We have more testimonials on this than anything I've ever done. It's gonna be amazing. So you guys will get that as well. And I got one more thing, one more bonus. Again, some guys who are new may not know this yet, but one of the biggest secrets to being successful online is having your own list. What is a list? It's your email list, right? How did you guys all get here today, right? You probably got an email from me, Dean, or Tony, right? And you came to a thing, you put your email address in, and you got emails every single day, push you back here. Like, the email list is the secret. It's the thing you need. It's the next step you guys got to figure out. Okay, and so I did a program a little while ago called List Building Secrets. It is in the mastermind.com marketplace right now. It's listed for $197. We sold a bunch of them. I want to give this to you guys as well, because if you have a list, this game becomes super, super easy. Again, it sells for $197. Anyone who gets started in a challenge, I'll give you this as well. It'll unlock inside the platform. You can go through it. This is going to show you guys how we built a list of over like 5 million people that gives us the ability to send out emails and get people to go wherever we want. It'll change everything for you when you have a list. And so those are 2 bonuses I want to add in as well. we're all trying to one-up each other, so you gotta let me know whose bonuses were cooler, Dean's or Tony's or mine, but I did my best. I hope you guys love them. So I'm gonna rock you through everything. So first off, you're getting 6 months of Mastermind Elite software. Number 2, the course Blueprint Secrets plus the live workshop. Then you get the World Summit exclusive ticket. You get Tony Robbins' Ultimate Edge. You get Dean's Inner Circle. You get Russell's OFA One Funnel Away Challenge. You also get my list building secrets, the total value of $5,943. And those aren't fake. You know, sometimes people do the fake thing. We sell every one of these things individually for those actual prices. And so you can go and actually buy them if you want, or you can get them all for free right now when you guys invest today. But because you guys are here today, we want to do something really, really special and something we're only doing right now. This will be closed out in the next day or so. We're going to give you guys a special offer. You get all of that and a whole bunch more for just one payment of $997 today. And so that, you guys, is what the Mastermind Elite program is. And so to get started, all you got to do is open up a new window and go to mmbundle.com. And when you do that, you have a chance to go, you upgrade, you pay $1,000, and then it's going to push your billing out for 6 months. It'll upgrade you to the highest account. It means no monthly payments for 6 months. It gets you to the $297 a month level, which means you have unlimited masterminds and all those other things, and you'll be able to get started and start using it right away. Okay, again, you go to mmbundle.com. Now, a couple really quick things, and then we're going to have Tony out here. Number one, I want you guys to understand that right now you've got 2 choices. Okay, you don't have to take this up as a software. You can use the software. You got a trial. You can start using that as well. But we want to help you guys get to the next level, get you guys deeper, give you all the things you need to be successful fast. So this is about people who want to shortcut their success, right? People who want to take the time and shrink it so it goes faster. So right now you've kind of got 2 choices. Your first choice is don't do anything and not take this leap of faith, which I understand is always a leap of faith. Okay, which, by the way, is 100% risk-free. Or your second option is just pony up the small investment compared to all the value you're going to get in return, and just try it. Just give it a shot. Just like, let's see if this is going to work for me. Okay, if it works, that's amazing, right? If it works, like, can you imagine what happens if it works? Let's say this thing works. Let's say you get a course launch. Maybe you guys start getting traffic and like start making sales. Like, can you imagine? Like, what if it did work? Wouldn't it be amazing? But if it doesn't, we don't want you to stress out, okay? We have a philosophy, both Dean, Tony, and I, that if we can't make you money, we don't deserve yours. So go through this program, try it out, do all the training modules, go through the summit, do all this stuff, and for whatever reason you go through and you're like, this doesn't make sense. It's not working for me. It works for everybody else except for me. Whatever that is, I want you to know that we have a guarantee. So the 30-day guarantee is basically you can sign up today, and if you don't like it for any reason, like go through the course, go through the training, get your thing live, and do all the things in the process. Jump on live trainings, hang out with Dave Espino, who's built 60 courses, like do all the stuff, and if for any reason it doesn't make sense for you, it's not going to work, just let us know, and it can be up to 29 days, 23 hours, 59 minutes from right now. Let us know and we'll give you money back, okay? I hope you guys understand, like, this isn't something that's for me or Dean or Tony. None of us need money, okay? We're fine. This is not about us. This is not going to be something, oh, Russell and Dean are going to get rich off this. We're not, okay? This is not about us. This is about you at this point, okay? It will not shift my life one iota whether you sign up or not. But I promise you it'll shift your life. This could be the thing. This could be the shift that you've been waiting for. And so we want to give you guys everything possible to help push you over the edge to take that step and take that leap of faith. So the real question for you is this. Is it worth gambling just a few minutes of your time to check it out, which even if it only does half what I've claimed during this training, could literally pay for itself as soon as your very first course is live, okay? Oh yeah, and don't forget one other thing. I told you guys before that a typical mastermind member can have up to 5 masterminds. When you guys take this offer today, you have unlimited masterminds. You can create 10, 20, 50, 100 masterminds, and you won't get charged anymore. Okay, if you start doing the live sessions, you get 2,500 minutes per month, and up to 25 attendees is a great upgrade as well, and it's going to be amazing. So last recap. And then we're going to take a quick 5-minute break before Tony comes out. Recap what you can get. First thing again, you get the 6 months of the upgraded mastermind.com software platform. That's number 1, the elite level. Number 2, you get the course blueprint plus live workshops. Number 3, you get the World Summit ticket. Number 4, you get Tony Robbins' Ultimate Edge. Number 5, you get Dean Graziosi's Inner Circle. Number 6, you get my One Funnel Away Challenge. Number 7, you get the list building secrets. Total value of $5,943. You guys get all this and a whole bunch more, again, for just one payment of $997. And to take advantage of that, all you guys got to do is open up a new browser window, go to www.mmbundle.com, stands for mastermind, mmbundle.com. It's $997. You get that, and it's going to unlock your account. It'll upgrade it to the highest level. It'll push out your billing for 6 months, and we got 6 months now to start working together to get your business working and cranking out sales, and it's going to be so much fun. And so that's what I want to share with you guys. That's what the elite offer is for you guys, and this is something that is going away. We'll talk about it a little bit later, but this is not something that's going to be here for a long time. So what I want to do right now, while this is still top of your mind, while you're super excited. Before Tony gets here, we're going to take like a 5-minute break. This gives you 5 minutes, you guys, to go to mmbundle.com, get started, and then you got 5 minutes to get everything set up and running, and then come back here. And in 5 minutes from now, Tony Robbins will come back, and we're going to finish out this week with a bang. And then then after that, Dean's got some prizes. Someone's going to Fiji, a bunch of other cool stuff. But right now, you got 5 minutes. Go to mmbundle.com, and we'll see you guys back here in 5 minutes.
What's up? Man, if you want to see how to elegantly serve, that was watching what Russell Brunson just did. Did he do an amazing job sharing what we put together? You got to understand, it's not easy. Because some of you, listen, and Tony's going to be here with us in a moment. So Tony's just getting prepped right now. They're getting all the audio patched in. So Mr. Tony Robbins will be with us here in momentarily. So don't go anywhere. Don't even go get a drink. But I want to tell you something. There's some of you that, because that's why we talked about selling a service yesterday. We put this deal out. Listen, if you're just going to stick with the $1 trial and go into the $97 a month, then anchor that in. Don't have one foot out the door. Don't dabble. Go after this. If the higher, the program we just offered is not for you, that's okay. But if you can, this is why we put this package together, to make it irresistible. Now, again, like what we shared yesterday, some of you, even when you hear an offer, you go, no, there it goes. There's a sale. You got to get past that, or you'll never be successful in this business. If that doesn't show what we wanted to do to serve, we just kept adding. Look what we added this morning. We added that new course by Dave Espino at 6:45 this morning because Russell and I stayed up all night watching trainings and been like, okay, they could use this too. Like, we just kept adding and adding and we were literally giddy today to be able to offer this to you guys. So you got to look through a different frame. If it's not for you right now, that's okay. But if it is, we want to push you to action, uncomfortable action. And there was a couple quick questions, and then I want to bring up Mr. Brian Cho because I called him up before, and we had him in the wrong Zoom room, and we couldn't get to him. We'll do a quick 3-minute interview, and then we'll bring up Tony. Real quick, so many of you asked, like, after the 6 months, what happens if you decide to do that? After the 6 months, you can decide, I want to stay with the higher level at $297 a month, or I'm only going to do 5 masterminds. I want to go at the $97 a month, or I don't want to do this at all anymore. That's totally your choice at the end. If you're a part of KBB and you have extra time, that time gets added at the end, right? And so many people ask, what's KBB? That's the course Tony Robbins and myself and Russell did called the Knowledge Broker Blueprint. It's a $2,000 course, deep dive on how to be in the knowledge industry. So many of you asked, that's why it's on there. So I think we answered most of your questions, and without further ado, I'd love to bring up Mr. Brian Cho. Brian, are you in our room now this time? Let's hope.
Yes, hello.
All right, there we go. Let's give it up for Brian Cho. You know what I love, man? I love that you have the same balloons I have.
Yeah. I've had this, oh my God, there's such a crazy story of how I got here, but these balloons were such a pain in the butt to get in here, by the way.
Well, listen, I would love just a few minutes here until we get Mr. Tony Robbins out here. Brian, maybe just a little backstory and share. There's a lot of people on here, Brian, that were like you not that long ago. Like, can I really do this? Can I make it happen? And I know you're in our top 10 of courses sold, amount collected. Maybe a little bit of your backstory. What was your hesitation, and now how does it feel?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I know for the past 15 years, I've been trying to launch my own business. And I know, like, about a year or so back, I completely hit like rock bottom just my entire life. Like, I found out I was going to lose my job. My girlfriend of like 7 years broke up with me. And for the very first time in my life, I was like 200 pounds. This all happened like the same day. And I just remember, like, oh my God, I was trying to do whatever I could to, like, I don't know, just to move forward. And then all this stuff happens, right, with the world locking down. And I just realized, like, I mean, my boats were burned whether I liked it or not, And I remember the day that we found out about the marketplace, that I had actually made a post out in the UPW community. And I said to myself, enough is enough. I was, within 60 days, I was going to launch my business, And the way I planned it out was that I was going to have 3 more months left to, help 100 people or something like that. And then, Dean, you made the announcement about the Mastermind Marketplace. And I realized I didn't have 60 days anymore. I only had 30 days. And then, I just tried to rush as much as I could humanly possible my entire life. And I put something out in the marketplace. I didn't think it was going to sell. It was a completely stupid thing called the 100% almost free test mastermind for cool, attractive people who want to see what it's like to be in a mastermind. I didn't think in a million years people would buy something like that. But people did. I woke up the next morning and 6:57 a.m. I had my very first sale, and I started to realize.
Wait, can we give it up for Brian? Seriously, before we go any further, that's like, this is uncomfortable action right on his amazing smile on your face, brother. I see it, like, it's that nervous, exciting energy, right? Anyway, I want you to keep going. I just got to give it up for you.
Well, yeah, thanks. But yeah, and I realized as soon as someone bought that, that I didn't have even 30 days anymore, right? Like I thought it was gonna be like a 30-day launch. I had 1 day. So it was just, oh my God, like this entire journey has been crazy, amazing. That was just the very first sale I even made that day. Like that entire first week of business, I made like over $2,000 in sales and like mastermind tickets and all this other stuff. And like, oh my God, like just everything that has been happening right now has been like a complete, like, life is moving so fast now, like this is ridiculous. And being able to like help so many people, it is just, this is like an indescribable feeling. I never thought in a million years it was going to happen. I didn't think in a million years it was going to happen this way, but all of this has happened just like.
Brian, I got to tell you, man, you're hitting my heart. And I want to tell everybody, we're not saying you're going to make $2,000 your first week. I want to disclaim that because we are not about overnight magic money machines. Tony, myself, Russell, Tony's been in this longer than all of us. If you know him, he serves through his heart. There's nothing that we say, oh, get rich for doing nothing. You got to do the work. But we want to just make a way to make it accessible for people to take that nervous energy of wanting to do something, months and years of wanting to do your own thing, but how, where? And we wanted to take as much complexity and obstacles out of the way as we could. And that's what we did. And you are exactly why we stay up at night, Brian. Absolutely. You are the reason we do this. And I'd love to hear how it feels now. I mean, there's nothing better than proof of concept.
Yeah, honestly, the very first thing I remember was like, oh my God, the money's coming in, stuff like that, blah, blah, blah. But what I really found out was that when that started happening, I started to realize that people needed my help, right? And that I was there. I was finally in a position to finally help businesses, help other people launch their businesses. Is something I've been so passionate about, something I never thought in a million years I would ever get that chance to do. And like now that it is happening now, the mastermind marketplace, this is the way that has happened. I don't even know what was holding me back for the past 15 years, but this made it possible, and it made it possible so quickly. And I know that for every single person who's watching right now, that this is absolutely 100% true, that this can happen for you. Like this can happen, it will happen if you're willing to put yourself out there, if you come from a place of gratitude, if you're being authentic, and if you're willing to take a leap of faith. Just everything.
Oh man, so beautiful. Like it touches my heart so much because the work we put in behind the scenes so we can have this in the front is great. And thank you for being a shining example for everyone and being the Roger Bannister who broke the 4-minute mile and just being every ordinary guy that wanted something, was scared, and still took action. And I got to ask you the same thing that I hope you felt immediately. Do you see how good it feels that yeah, that's great that you're making sales. And I think you're in the top 1 or 2 on the site, if you want to know, which is amazing. But how does it feel knowing you're allowing people to go faster and serving them in the thank yous? Is that hitting you harder or just as much as you thought it would?
No, that's hitting me way harder. Like this is honestly something like I never would have known until like this actually was started happening. But just having that impact, being able to touch people's lives and to help them accomplish something that even they didn't think that they were ever going to be able to do in a million years, and just help them go faster. And, just every single day like that, I finally found my sense of urgency, for helping other folks, for, moving 60 times faster than I ever thought was humanly possible. I don't do that for me. If it was just for me and my own bank account, coming from my own wallet, that never would have happened. But when I realized that I'm doing this for other people and just having that impact like that's what drives me now. And I 100% get it. Now it's in my nervous system, like it was never like that before, but now it is.
Oh man, you hit my heart. You hit my heart. Brian, can we please give it up for Brian for setting the tone and helping us see what's possible. Brian, thank you so much. Thank you for serving. Keep rocking it. Keep being an example of what others can achieve. Keep serving. And you're already addicted, man. I know where you're going from here. So let's give it up for Brian Cho. Thank you. All right. So without further ado, I think they're all set up. Tony, are you with us? Do we have Tony Robbins with us? See, we're trying to give you the anticipation. That's what it is. We can't just let Tone come out. Let me check. Hey, Mike, are we good?
Working? Are we wait? Oh, there we are. We're working. How you doing, brother? How's everybody out there?
The lower third.
Can you hear me?
I can. Mr. Robbins?
How you doing, brother?
I'm
Good
doing great, man. Juggling.
Listen, I want to first give a shout out to all of you, but I got to give a shout out to Brian here. Brian, I just want you to know the excitement I hear in your voice and what I see in your eyes is what, Russell and Dean and I have experienced for me many moons ago, decades, more than 4 decades ago, 43 years to be exact. I know for Dean about 20 years ago, and Russell, I'm not sure how many years ago, maybe 15. But it's that feeling, guys, that you have when you know you're doing something you love and it's having huge impact and it's more than you expect, right? It's that moment when you start to catch just some momentum. And it's so hard to get momentum initially in anything. And what we really try to do here this week for you is give you 5 days to give you momentum to go from I'm not sure to, hey, this is what I can do. And it's not perfect, but I also have tools that can guide me there, the tools that, we've never had. What we try to do is give you our wish list. If I could have done, decades ago, gone online, clicked and been able to do a mastermind and click a moment later and have a course and post it in a place where people could purchase it, I would have died for that. So first of all, Brian, congratulations. I really appreciate it. And I love what he did, right? It's like experimenting. That's what you guys can do in the world we're in today. Even me, my events are, 12, 15,000 people. I have to go rent a stadium, literally, a basketball stadium's usually where we do it. It costs about $3.5 million to put on an event because I do such crazy production. And so we've been doing that for years, getting bigger and bigger. And, I told my team years ago, we're going to do 10, 15,000 people. And they looked at me like I was nuts because we're doing 3,000 and 4,000. And then I recently, about a year ago, said, we're going to do 25 to 50,000 person events. And I got that same look on it. I said, remember what I said to you last time? And last year we did a live event for 35,000 people in Germany in a football stadium. But oh my God, it was incredibly risky, took huge amount of money to rent the entire, stadium, soccer stadium, basically is what it is. That's what they call football there. And there are a lot of moving parts. Now, with the world we're living with Zoom, you can test something like Brian did. Let me try this. Let me try another, one change in the title, guys, can change everything. But there's no replacement for building a brand. So first of all, I just want to thank you all for participating for these 5 days. I want to also thank Stacy Martino. I know she shared with you kind of like what we all did. It's like, how do you take your story? How do you take your challenges? How do you take your life and turn that into what you learned as a benefit to other people and make it your business, like Brian's doing now too. But with the tools we got, what I love about it is you can test, you can play, you can try different things and find what works because life's not a straight line. If you never see a straight line in nature. If there's a straight line in nature, a human drew it. Because that's not how life works. It's up and down and around. But if you keep growing, it's always up, right? But you have these learning lessons, and you're going to have those here. But what's so cool is your tempo for learning is accelerated so fast. I think I mentioned to you when we talked on the first day, Dean and I were chatting. I'm a little bit older than Dean too. So I can remember, trying to go out and spend I could never afford to reach out and send out 100,000 people a message because, your message was mail and your mail was a brochure and so forth. It usually cost about $3 to $4 for each mailer. Oh my God, I don't have $300,000 to $400,000. And today all that is free. It's wild. Not only is it free, but you can do your little course with 10 or 12 people and have a course now that could go to tens of thousands of people or hundreds of thousands if you can build your brand. So what I thought I wanted to touch base just as an added value here at the end for you is, look, the tools are here and our team has done an amazing job and you can continue for $97 a month. And, if you're unsure, that's what I do, or you can get the package if you want to go all in. And I hope you use my Ultimate Edge program because if there's anything I've learned in my life in business, 80% of success is psychology. I've told you 20% is mechanics or strategy. I'm a strategist, but you can show someone the strategy. They won't follow through if they don't have the right psychology. And that 10-day program, Ultimate Edge, is designed to shift that psychology. And it's incredibly effective. And it's just like 30 minutes a day. You can listen while you're driving your car. You can listen while you're working out or you're cleaning your house. So you can use what I call net time, no extra time, and make this giant jump. And that psychology will get you to follow through. But real quickly today, we've been talking about brand. And if I were to ask you, what is the single most important aspect that will shape your success or failure in life and in business, most people get all kinds of things, whether you take action or not, your mindset, all the answers are right. But the single most influential element beyond your own psychology is your identity or brand. And I use the word identity because your success or failure in life is tied to your identity for yourself. And we all start with a much more limited identity than our true capabilities. Because most of us, if we've tried something and failed, we start to develop a set of beliefs like, I'm not sure about that, I don't know what to do. But failing is part of the process. I call it learning. Whenever you see somebody who's incredibly successful in life, like off the charts, I always tell people, this person is being rewarded in public for what they've practiced over and over again in private. And I know that because I work with some of the greatest athletes on the face of the earth, some of the greatest musicians, some of the greatest multi-billionaire business people. And so I've gotten to see behind the scenes, not only in my own life and my own experience as well. So you want to be able to build an identity within yourself that gets you to follow through. And you got to build a brand in the real world that makes people want to do business with you. So let me clarify. What do I mean when I say identity? What I mean is we all have a belief about who we are. We might have beliefs of what we're capable of, but then there's who we are right now. And it's kind of like, we all have goals. You ever done this? You're at a big goal and you say, I'm going to go destroy it. I'm going to go change the world. I'm going to do whatever. I'm going to make $1 million, whatever it was. And I'm going to go do this. And then some part of your brain goes, who are you kidding? Right? Because one part of your mind, your conscious mind saying one thing, your unconscious saying another. And one of the things you're going to learn as you go through our programs together is how to condition your conscious mind till it goes deep in your unconscious to where your brain doesn't question. Because when something gets in your unconscious mind, it just happens. It's like your brain is like a servo mechanism, like a missile. In the old days, if you pointed a missile at something and your angle missed, you missed the target. But today, we have a servo mechanism, just like your brain. And what that does is if the target moves, it moves with the target and follows it till it hits it. Your brain works that way when you learn how to condition it. And the thing that conditions your brain the most is your identity, your definition for yourself. We all have a definition. I'm a winner, I'm a loser. I'm a person of tremendous discipline, I have zero discipline. It's not just a discussion, it affects everything. It affects what you think about, what you're willing to try, what you appreciate, what risks you'll take, how much you'll succeed or how much you'll fail. And so think of your identity as your comfort zone. And if you and I want to take advantage of things you've learned here, the only reason you won't is some part of you's like, oh, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I'm different. I don't know if I can pull it off. All those are just limited identities. And our beliefs create and our beliefs destroy. And you got to become aware of the beliefs that destroy and just erase them. And then like, that's bullshit. Erase. Here's the truth. Here's the truth. That's what I did with myself and still do. But that's what I did with myself for the first 10 years, basically, what I was doing until I trained my nervous system and brain to go, this is who you are, and this is what you're going to find a way to do. You may not know how to do it, but you're going to find the way because you're going to keep moving forward. You're going to keep learning. It's not failure. Learn, grow, adapt, and you're going to get where you want to go. And I got way beyond where I wanted to go because I just kept on that trajectory of movement. But I had to shift this identity from, oh man, you don't know what to do. You know what? You've never done this before. No one in your family's ever succeeded. You guys have no money. We have no money for food. What the hell are you doing having these dreams? But fortunately, I convert those dreams into action by converting this identity. Anything you attach the words I am to with enough intensity and enough consistency, you will become. And I remember I shared sometimes with people about, working as a janitor in these two banks in a place called San Marino, California. It's actually an upscale area. And I lived in this place called Azusa, California, east of LA, in kind of the smog environment. And I would take these buses, because I was still in high school, after school, to go about 45 minutes to an hour and 15, depending on the day. And I would take a series of buses to get to these banks. I'd go there clean in the middle of the night from basically 11 o'clock at night till about 2:30 in the morning. And then I'd come home, get on the buses and make my way home and get up on 2 or 3 hours sleep and go to school. And I can remember this one day when I cleaned up all these, these two banks, and I went out and I sat at the bus stop forever, 2:30, 3:30. I'm starting to get worried. And this man pulls over and goes, dude, don't you know there's a bus strike? I'm like, what? And that day shaped my identity, because your identity is shaped by getting yourself to do things. If you've ever been to one of my seminars, I have people break wood karate style, or have them, cross the fire, or my small leadership groups, we do skydiving, or we've gone shark diving, in a cage with great whites coming at you. Sounds crazy. But when you make yourself do something that's beyond what you think you're capable of, you cross the fire, you break the wood, whatever, your brain goes, if I can do this, what else can I get myself to do? And on that day, I had no way home. And so I ran, no bullshit. I'd never run 3 miles. I had a little gut on me, and I ran 13 and a half miles. I know exactly the route I did it, but the whole way I did it was with just pure will. I was like, every day and every way, I'm getting stronger and stronger every day. And I was like programming mind. I will not be denied. I will not stop. And I would just shout this over and over. I literally trained my nervous system for hour after hour after hour to do something that my brain thought would be totally impossible. And that same drive, and quite honestly, it started with a little anger initially, like, can't believe I have to do this. I can't believe my mom shoved my father out and me out. And then the anger disappeared and it just became pure drive and hunger and will and commitment. That identity is still with me today. And I built a kind of an incantation for myself before I would go get on stage in my little tiny groups back then, which, I had to spend a fortune to try to market, no target marketing in those days, rent the hotel, do all this stuff and then show up and find 7 people there, like I shared with you the first day here when there's supposed to be 500, but I'm still gonna give my all. That's how I built the identity, just deliver it all. But that set of experiences trained me, because think of it this way, if you don't train your brain for your identity, you're gonna accept whatever life has given you. It's kind of like, it's like a thermostat. If I set the thermostat in the room at 68 degrees, and 68 degrees represents your identity, your comfort zone. It's not your goal. It's not who you want to be. It's what you're used to. And so 68 degrees could be a metaphor for how much money you're used to earning. You want to make, $1 million or 10,000 a month or whatever the number is, but you're making, 50,000 a year or 4,500 a month or whatever it is. And that's what you're used to. There's what you want and then there's what you're used to, your identity. And here's what I'll tell you. The strongest force in the human personality is the need to stay consistent with how you define yourself. I'm going to say that again. It's worth jotting down. It's a lot of words, but if you're willing to, the strongest force in the human personality, the strongest force in your personality, in mine, strongest force in human personality is the need to stay consistent with how we define ourselves, to stay consistent with how we define ourselves. Now, what the hell does that mean? It means if you think you're a winner, you will find the way to win. If you think you're a loser, you'll find the way to lose unless you shift that identity. That's why people can go to seminars or courses, and I always start with, we're gonna get you to do things that break up your identity. This week, Russell, when we were talking, and Dean and I, we're all saying, we got to get people this week. If we're going to add real value, it's beyond what we're teaching them. We got to get them to do some uncomfortable things. And I know many of you did. I saw what you did on Facebook, and I really honor you, because what seems impossible, once you do it, it's not that hard. It's mostly in our head. It's our fear. It's our uncertainty. And so the bottom line is, if you want to have a strong result, you got to up your identity. That's everything I do with people. If your identity, for example, if you hear someone say, I've stopped smoking for 3 days, and I always say to them, why, or drinking or whatever, I'll say, why are you counting? Because you want to know how many days you are so you can tell people how long you lasted this time? I say, there's a big difference between somebody who's trying to stop smoking and somebody who actually does. The difference is identity. If you stop smoking, I don't know, can't see you all. I see some of you there on Zoom. How many of you used to smoke? Any of you on Zoom out there I could see? And then stopped? Yeah, a few of you there, that's cool. Well, listen, if you stop smoking and somebody offers you a cigarette, you don't say, they say, would you like a cigarette? You don't say, what brand is it? You go, no, I'm not a smoker. I'm not one of those. When your identity changes, your behavior changes permanently. Your identity changes, your emotions change permanently. And what will change your identity is doing things you've never done before, over and over. They're uncomfortable, and then you're going to succeed. See, you look at Brian here. Brian has already started to shift his identity. You could see it when he was talking. It's like, oh yeah, I can see this. Like, I'm starting to see what's really real. I didn't know it was even going to work. And holy shit, I got all these sales and all this is happening. And he's at the beginning of his journey. And the journey goes like this: nothing, boom, boom, boom. Right? If you understand compounding, there's compounding of who you reach. There's compounding of your skills. Just like there's compounding of finance. If you know finance, if you try and play golf and you say, I'm going to play 10 cents a hole and double it, 10 cents the first hole, 20 cents second hole, 40 cents, 80 cents, $1.60, 320 at 6 holes, there's only 18 holes. You think that might cost $15. But at the end, it's $13,000 because the last 3 holes go straight up. And that's what it's like in business and in life. but you got to build the identity that gets you to go through it. And so I've given you a tool as part of this to make that happen. But the easiest way, you don't need me, is push yourself to do things and don't be afraid of the failure. Be afraid, but do it anyway. It's like I said to you on the first day, people told me, oh man, I don't feel like this. I don't feel like it 90% of the time. I just make myself do it. It's my habit to do it. And then I feel great. There are lots of days that I can't, my back hurts, my throat hurts, and I don't even know what city I'm in. And I'm like, what the hell am I doing here? But I know what I'm here to serve, and I put myself on the line and it comes to life. And that is my identity that I always deliver. That's pretty good identity to have, because if you have an identity like that with yourself and it's sincere and it's real and you live it, you'll build a brand. Because brands are not built by advertising today. Brands are built by results. Robbins equals results. I get results. I've done it for decades. I'm going to over deliver. I'm going to add more value than they could ever imagine. The number one phrase that people say come out of seminars, and if you're one of the people in my seminars, I get stopped every day of my life, is you changed my life. I always correct them, go, I didn't do it. I'm glad I helped. You did it. You made the decisions. You pushed through, but I'm so glad I helped. But that's the number one phrase I hear a dozen times a day anywhere I go in the world, is because I've been doing this for 43 years, over delivering, over delivering. You build a brand and this game is over. People reach behind everything else to get to that brand. People push to get to that brand. And the way you build it first is got to build your own identity. What is it you do better than anybody else? Or what are you going to do better than anybody else? Is it the amount you're going to give? Is it the precision you're going to do? Is it you're going to do something that saves them money? Is it something that's going to save them pain? What do you have passion for that you know you can deliver? Or what is someone else doing that you can take what they learn and take it through this vehicle and help them get a message out and be their partner and profit and an impact? So like that, by the way, going back to that thermostat metaphor, if we set it for 68 degrees and that's your comfort zone financially, what you're used to, you want more, but it's what you're used to. It's your identity. If that's how much intimacy you're used to in a loving relationship, or that's how close you feel to your creator by whatever definition you have of your creator, or that's how strong you feel physically, you want to be stronger, you want to be more fit, but this is your comfort zone. It rarely changes without some form of massive action and discomfort. It's the only way it's going to change. And by the way, once it changes, the game can change completely. But watch this. Have you ever had a certain comfort zone and then something happens and it's not as good as you think it should be? Like your life physically, you feel, you hit a threshold. I can't spend another day in these fat clothes, right? Or I can't take another day like this in this relationship. I can't take another day struggling financially. And finally, one day you go, it's over. I'm changing this business, my life, my relationship, my job, whatever. How many of you have done this? Those I can see. How many have had a day when you finally hit a threshold and said no more, and you effing changed and never went back? Let me see your hands. I'm seeing tons of you. And those on Facebook, maybe you can type it in so we can see. So most of us have had that experience. That's a day when your thermostat, you were so below your comfort zone that the heaters kicked on. The thermostat said, hey, you got down here to 62 degrees. You're not a 62 degree, you're a 68 degree. And you feel this drive, discomfort to make things better. And you fight, and you get back to where you think you belong. But you know what most people don't know? It happens on the other side too. If you get back to where you want to be, or you're doing good and you start doing better and you push yourself and you take action and you break through and you grow and you grow and you grow and you grow. And pretty soon you've grown up to 99 degrees. And then your brain goes, hey, who the hell do you think you are? You're a 68 degree. What are you doing up here at 99? Get your butt back there. And you know what happens? You lose your drive. Now you think about it instead of doing it. You tell yourself you'll do it later. If you're in sales, you go shopping instead of selling, right? You made all this money and now it crunches back down. It's almost like the air conditioners kick on to bring you back to where you think you deserve to be subconsciously, 68 degrees. Or if the heaters aren't enough, the air conditioners kick on, you start to sabotage. Who here has ever gotten on the verge of what you really want to do in your business or your finances or relationship, and then you screwed it up? You said something, you did something. After you said you did, I go, why'd I do that? Who's done this before? Raise your hand so I can see if you've done it before. Quite a few of you. And some of you are not raising your hand. You probably lie about other things too. Come on. We've all done it. Because identity plays that strong a role. And identity, here's what you want to write down, one word or two words. Identity influences. Identity influences everything. It influences the way you think, the way you feel, what you're willing to do or not do. It shapes it all. So if you're not doing it, it's time to expand your identity. And this 5 days, what we thought is we could give you our insights of what we've lived and the insights of some of the people that we know. And we could show you how to do it and give you the tool that in 5 days, you could get enough momentum, right? Momentum is like it takes more energy for a rocket to get out of the Earth's atmosphere than once it's out, it takes very little energy to go outside the solar system because it's that initial momentum. Momentum is what changes a basketball game. You know, one returns winning and somebody does something and momentum changes and the game changes. My life is about creating momentum for people because you have all the power in you. You just need momentum to discover your higher identity, not the one you've gotten used to. Make sense? And so what you got to do is take actions that continue to make you uncomfortable until you get result. And pretty soon your brain goes, no, my identity's not 68 degrees, it's 99 degrees. And then it's 105. And before you know it, you go 1,000 degrees. I didn't even know 1,000 degrees even existed. The life I have the privilege to live today, the life I know Russell does, he's such a good man. I'm sure you can feel who he is. And the life that Dean has in their life, our lives are the result of not just self-education, educating ourselves, but then finding answers for ourselves and saying, man, if I went through this, there's millions of other people. How do we help them? How do I take the pain I've been through and avoid other people having to suffer? How can I do that? Oh my God, and if I can do that in a structural way, I can do it full time. I can make it my business. I can prosper for my family and for my philanthropy while I'm making a difference every day of my life. So that's what this game is about. Build an identity, and if you have it within yourself, you will then behave in a way that'll build a brand people can count on, a brand that over delivers. And by the way, you guys can test prices on this. Some of you are charging way more than I do. And I got much longer and more intensive programs. So either you're charging too much or I'm charging too little, but that's for you to figure out. But the cool thing is you can figure all this out. But I will tell you this, there's no replacement for adding value. There's no replacement for doing more for others than anybody else is in your category. And if you keep pursuing giving, you're not gonna have to worry about receiving. And by the way, just a reminder, think of it in business, brand is everything. People will do whatever it takes to get to a brand. When you're a brand as an entertainer, people want to watch. When you're a brand as a teacher, people want to learn from you. This is the opportunity of your lifetime to really build that. And you know, it might take longer than you think, but I can promise you it'll be a lot less than any other time in human history. Because if you can hit the button of added value, mass number of people through social media will start talking about it. And pretty soon, you're going to have an amazing opportunity. And also, it's the cheapest place to ever do it before. I mean, you can do this all online. It's mind-boggling even to me. I mean, our last event, you know, Dean helped me with it, did the marketing of it together with our team, and we had over 35,000 people attend a 4-day UPW. And I told my team before, you know, 15,000 has been our biggest. Well, we're already overwhelmed it. We didn't have to buy a stadium. So COVID could be an opportunity. Crisis, my friends, always calls us to grow. Crisis calls us to create. Crisis calls us to think differently. Crisis calls us to solve problems never solved. Crisis calls us to lead and not follow and just sit and hope. And I know you're not one of those people, you wouldn't participate here, but I hope you'll go to the next step, whatever that is for you to take advantage and go forward. But again, just a reminder of the power of brand. Let me give you a little test. So if I said to you, I want you to write it down, wherever you are, just write it down so you don't just think it in your head. Think of a powerful brand for fast foods, a big fast food food company, first one you think of, right? A large fast food company. And then think secondly of the first potato. A search engine, the first search engine you think of. Jot them down. What's a large fast food company, burger, whatever you get? Real fast. There would be is either Burger King, Wendy's, or Taco Bell. Those are the three that follow in most cases. But pretty amazing that when somebody thinks of a category, they think of it. What's the potato chip company you thought of? Throw it up on the screen. Let's see if you picked the same one. And we got people from all over the world on here, not just the US. How many think Lay's potato chip? Raise your hand. Look at this. About 75% of the people I'm seeing here on Zoom. And the second choices there are what? Way down on the bottom are Ruffles and Kettle Chips. But their brand percentage is tiny, less than 5 or 10%. And this one's, most of you can predict on this one, search engine. How many of you picked Bing? I'm not a single person is raising their hand on the group that I'm looking at on Bing. It's Google, baby. In fact, Google's turned into a verb. Google it. How do you think Yahoo feels about that when Yahoo was the dominant people in search, but they didn't keep innovating? And the Google boys did. And they dominate the marketplace. More than 97% of the people when they search go to Google. Is that a slight advantage? So I'm telling you, you can build it, but what's it going to take? Let me give 5 quick things. Jot them down real fast because I got to keep my time up here. I think I've gone over already. So number 1, if you're going to experience the power of being a brand, number 1 thing you got to do is just understand the true power of identity or brand to affect your life, because your brand is the identity people have for you. You got to have a strong enough identity within yourself to make it happen. So understand the true power of your identity or brand and know that it affects everything. It affects the way you think, feel, and interact, but it also affects the way your customers or potential customers think and feel. And if you get a strong enough brand, people will see themselves as your client, not your customer. Customers go away, clients stay. Second, if you're going to build a brand, you need to identify and articulate your competitive advantage. So whenever I talk to people in business, I'll say to them, I'll usually do it spontaneously when they're not ready. I say, tell me what your company is. Tell me what you do. And they tell me. And then I say to them always the same question. Why should I buy from you versus someone else in your industry? How do you think most people answer? They pull back for a second. They go, well, we really give great service. And I'll look at them and say, I'm not trying to be harsh. I'm trying to be your friend. But everybody says they give good service. That is not a unique situation. If you don't give good service today, you're out of business. So you got to practice. And if we had time right now, I know you guys have got to go on time, but I'd ask you when we finish this workshop today, right now, in the next few minutes, I really ask you to stop and just, first of all, think about how important it would be to build a brand. And what if it took you a year or 2 or 3 to build a brand, but then people are coming to you. You're not going after them. And how do you build a brand? Create products and service that add so much value that the word gets out. In our marketplace, just like on Amazon, there'll be a recommendation engine because people who buy often from one person, they go, look, Brian, everybody's buying from Brian. Well, it'll recommend Brian, right? It'll reinforce his brand. And same thing with yourself. You'll say, I like this. You'll give ratings to things. But that's true of everything in our lives today, from social media on down. But then you got to practice just writing it out. Write out a paragraph. Why should somebody buy from you versus someone else? What do you uniquely bring to the table? What unique gifts? What unique caring? What do you do better than anybody else? What do you guarantee different? Why? If you can't answer why I should buy from you versus someone else, they're not going to buy from you. They're going to buy from someone else who can articulate it better. So identify what people need. If remember last time we were together, I said, know who your ideal client is. Who's the client who will love your product or service? Who's the one who will appreciate it? Who's the client who'll come back and buy more often? Who's the client that'll refer people? And then what do they really need that I can deliver? And again, you got to build your own identity by pushing yourself, doing different things. That's also, by the way, why I recommend you all, I don't care, man or woman, you need something you do every day to put yourself in that strong physical state. I jump in my cold water, a good sprint or run or hard walk, lifting some weights even for 10 minutes. So you train your body and mind to push through limitations. That'll help you build that identity that means I'm going to find the way to succeed, and that'll eventually build your brand as well. But write it, articulate it, answer the question, why should I do business with you versus someone else? And then practice it. That's the third piece here. You got to really practice communicating it congruently. That means in a way where people feel it and they know it's true. They know it's not bullshit. They know it's not hype. And you want to practice within yourself until you own it. Like you really think of all the ways you can help. So when you say what you're doing, it's not like, Jim Rohn used to say to me, Tony, words are like stick pins. You can take a stick pin and I can throw it at you, but you barely feel it. But if I take a stick pin and I wire to the back of it a giant iron bar called human emotion, I can throw that stick in right through your heart. Right? And so that's what you got to do. You got to practice feeling, thinking, owning this, and then practice communicating with people. And as you do that over and over again, then you'll be able to start to do it another way on video, wherever else you want. Fourth step, you got to live it. You got to walk your talk, right? It's kind of like, remember I told you the story about Michael Glickman, the guy that was struggling, in the real estate business. And then all of a sudden, he said his whole life was about, enhancing his community, taking care of the community he's selling in. And then he's got little or no money, and he goes and he gets private rental trucks to take away their trash to the dump. I mean, he lived it. It built him a brand overnight. right? Walk your talk. There is nothing that you can do to promote your identity that's going to be anywhere near as valuable as that people seeing you living it and you walking it, living it congruently. And then the last step, number 5, you got to market it. And that's what we try to show you how to help you to do this here. We got to create an environment where it's automatically people are coming to look at it, but you got to look at every way to market it, every possible way. Every aspect from social media to the things that you can do personally to web, all the things that you can do to give people an experience. And my recommendation would be for some of you to have a little mini course that's free, because how I built my career and my brand was giving people experiences, doing free guest events. They were expensive back then. Today, you can do them online. It's crazy. But back then, it cost a fortune to put on a guest event. You don't know what you were going to get as a result of it. But today you could do a little mini course, a free course, and so people get a taste of it, so there's no risk. The one recommendation to make your brand, besides results, take away the risk. If you can do risk reversal, if you can even say, listen, if you go through my course and it isn't worth it, I'll pay you $100. Some people go, I couldn't do that, I go broke. You know what, if you're really delivering, you might have 1 or 2 idiots or people just being mean or crazy or didn't pay attention who might take advantage, but because you're so certain, it'll build your brand. And people will trust you to give you taste you, have an experience of you. If they get an experience of you and you deliver, they're going to want more. That's how it works. Our whole life at this stage, everybody has got to be self-educated, because standard education produces standard results, which is most people suffering. And all of us in this virtual room around the world have developed through our pain and problems solutions that we can help save other people a lot of pain and problems through. It's like I always said, I'm always looking to compress decades into days. So those are the 5 keys. And all I want to say to you is, because I've gone over my time again, is that don't let this opportunity pass. And I don't just mean the economics of joining us in some way. Don't let the opportunity to dig into you and find there's some magic there. There's something there of value that you can then share with other people, and then find new ways to make it better and better until you refine something that can help people anywhere in the world while you're sleeping. And then you can start earning doing it too. And the more you add that value, the more value you add, the more people you touch, the more that it can grow. And it can get to the point where it places what you do currently or can dwarf what you do currently. But you have to build it. And there's no, instant turn on the lights, it happens. That's total BS. I am a 43-year overnight success. I'm 60, but 43 years I've been doing this since I'm 17, and I've learned so much. And so that's what we've tried to pour into you here in the shortest time possible for you. And it didn't cost you anything. And now if you want to continue, you can make a small investment in yourself, but I think you find it to be huge. And I'll tell you how powerful identity is with a final little story. The other day I saw somebody, and it triggered my memory about this. And so I thought, I want to share this with you guys when I talk to you today. Years ago, I met a woman named Marva Collins. She was a Chicago school teacher. And this was in the early 90s. And she's a badass lady. I mean, tough as nails lady. And she got her teaching license, and she went to public school there in Chicago in kind of a very, very tough environment. And she was on fire, like most young teachers are, to say, I'm going to turn these kids' lives around. I'm going to love on them so much. I'm going to make them grow. They're going to be incredible. And she really believed her mother raised her with challenge. She's an African-American woman. She grew up in an age in which, racism was a real challenge. We didn't have the president of the United States. It wouldn't be considered to be president twice in a row, much less once, like, you just did with Obama. It was a different time. And so her mother taught her, don't be a victim. You be a victim and you'll be a victim the rest of your life. She said, there are going to be people unjust and unfair out there, but you can beat it if you keep growing. If you keep growing, if you keep doing things that add value, that produce results, sooner or later, people will respect you and love you. And isn't that been the formula for anyone who's been successful, from any color, any background, or any gender, from Oprah to the greatest entertainers, business people? It's the common denominator. It's the American way. It's the one gift that we have in this country. And now it's spread to Western society all over the world where there's freedom. So, great lady. And so I meet her, have a conversation. I'm hearing that she's getting amazing results with these kids, second graders. And let me tell you what started out. She goes to her first class, and she comes in before the class. She comes into the teacher's lounge. She told me the story. She said her first day at work, she's on fire. She's going to help these kids. Probably like a lot of you, right? You can't wait to build your course. I'm on fire. I want to help people. You might have a little hesitancy. She had a little hesitancy, but her hesitancy went away when she made it the teacher's lounge. Because in the teacher's lounge, she's talking about, oh my God, I can't wait. I'm going to turn these kids' lives around. And some of the other teachers, and they're good people, don't get me wrong, but they were frustrated. So they'd like, calm down a little bit. These aren't regular kids. And they went through and started giving all the labels. They got learning disabilities. They got behavioral disabilities like you've never seen in your life. And this one woman described, this one kid went in the bathroom in their pants in the second grade and then rubbed it all over the walls and gave the finger to her, the teacher. And she listened to all this, and instead of being pulled back, something inside of her pushed forward. And I think it was really because she wanted to serve these kids so much. And I really believe, my friends, that no matter where you're starting, the one thing that's made me successful, I know it's true for Dean and Russell, is we care. We want someone's life to change. If it's just about us, we wouldn't work so hard. We don't need to at this stage of our life at all. But she really, if you met this woman, Marvin, she's now passed away. I look in her eyes. She just told me the story. She told me, I got so angry at these teachers. She goes, that's not a problem with the students. That's a problem with the teaching method. And she said, all of them are like, you just better lower your standards, woman. You're just going to be frustrated. And she got really angry, and she decided, true story, to teach second graders Shakespeare and Tolstoy. she said, I'm going to challenge these children. They're going to discover who they are and what they're capable of. And it's going to shift what? Their identity, their internal brand about who they are. Because right now they think they have no future. Society says they have no future. The teachers echo that they have no future because they're so badly behaved and they're not paying attention and all these things. She said, I'm not going to teach them that. I'm going to teach them what they're capable of. And how does she change their identity? By getting them to do things that they didn't think they could do. And so I go to interview her. By the time I interviewed her, she had her own school, a preparatory school that she started because she was done with the public school. But in the public school, she turned these kids completely around. And I'll tell you how I know it really worked and wasn't just a story I read about. So I'm with Marva. I go to one of her classrooms and I say, can I meet some of the students? And I go to this little first grade class and there's all kinds of kids there and all, bouncing around and they're all having a great time. They're playful and fun. And so she introduces me and I just said, well, do you mind if I ask you guys a few questions? I asked Marva, it's okay. And she said, yeah. So I said, who'd like to volunteer? And a bunch of hands went up. And there's this little African-American boy, and he was really tiny. And he stood up. It was actually a kindergartner. And he stood up and he said, I said, what's your name? And he said, my name is Talmadge E. Griffin. I am 4 years old, about to be 5. And he said, what would you like to know? And he did it with such presence. I was like, this is amazing. And I said, well, Talmadge, I'd like to know, what are you learning these days? He said, I'm learning many subjects. What would you like to know? I said, well, have you read any books recently? He said, several. And I said, well, could you name one? He said, of course. The latest book I just finished reading was Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck. He's 4 years old, about to be 5. And so I thought for a moment, and I thought, you can teach a kid to rehearse something, to tell him what to say and regurgitate. So let me ask him a different angle. So I said, well, can you tell me about that book? And I thought he'd say it's about a story about a guy named Lenny and George or something, He goes, the main protagonist is, and so I still thought, well, maybe he's been trained to who's the protagonist? You can train anybody to teach anything, if you really believe in it, but I wanted to go deeper. So I said to him, what did you learn from reading that book? And he paused for a long time, felt like forever, it was probably 30 seconds. I said, what did you learn? And he says, I'm evaluating. I said, okay. And he said, I noticed in that story that only adults judged other people by the color of the skin. None of the children did that. I said, wow. And he said, so I think what I learned from that is I know someday I will be an adult, but I will never forget the lessons of a child. 4 years old. And then I got a little teary-eyed. I'm an emotional guy. I can remember it like it was yesterday. It was just so beautiful to see this little boy owning himself. And he looked at me and said, Mr. Robbins, he said, it's okay. I'm very happy that I'm a bright child. And then I asked him the last question. And I think this is the message for you and for me from a 4-year-old. I said, Talmadge, what's the most important lesson that you've lived from or you've learned, I should say, from Mrs. Collins? Again, he thought for a long time and he said, I think the most important lesson is that people may have expectations. You know, society may predict how you're going to turn out, but only I will determine my destiny. And everybody in the class clapped. And I cried just grace tears to see this little boy just about to turn 5, who already understands that life is whatever we make of it. That we can sit here and live in our fear, and we can complain, and we can talk about what everybody else is doing, or COVID, or race relations, or whatever, or we can be part of the solution. We can determine what our destiny will be. And we only do it by massive action, and we only do it by doing things that are uncomfortable. But as we do that more and more, and we get results, our identity grows and grows, and then we get greater results, and then you have this thing called momentum, and then you have something called a brand, and then you have something called the most meaningful life you can imagine. So from Talma G. Griffin to you, remember, society may predict, but only you will determine your destiny, and you'll determine it by the decisions that you make. And on that note, there is a young man who I've been watching on Facebook who's touched my heart as much here. And he's played full out the entire time. And I'm looking for my notes to where the young man's name is here. Here it is. His name is Ethan Harris. And Ethan, I just want you to know, I've been watching you. I am blown away. I think he's like 7 or 8 years old. I got to find out how old he really is. But you remind me of this young man. And so I want you to know, I know we've given away my Fiji resort as a gift, or if they haven't, they're going to right now. But I want to do a special gift for you. I want to invite you to come to the World Summit here in Florida, see this unbelievable stadium studio that we built, and participate with Dean and I. And then Dean and I will give you a little coaching on your business as well as a little side benefit. But we're going to fly you here and make you our guest. And of course, I know you're young enough, you can bring your parents as well. And we'd really like to have you, and you're going to be our guest. So I want to give that a call out. And if Dean and your team can take over and make sure we reach out to him and he knows we're here to take care of him and his family, we'll make that happen. With that, guys, thank you for a beautiful week. Please, for your benefit, take action. You just keep doing this thing for $97 a month and build your business, or get yourself the package. Or if you're not going to do it something else, do something today. If anything I've learned in my life, don't ever leave the moment of making a decision without doing something that commits you to follow through. I've done that most of my life. I grab opportunity by the hair when I didn't have the time, the money, the effort, or the possibility, but it's always been a reward. We don't get rewarded in life for giving up. We get rewarded in life for investing in ourselves and growing. I think I told some of you when I did this book, Money Master the Game. It's become the #1 best-selling book of this century. It's only 20 years old, but the last 20 years, #1 best-selling financial book of the century. And I interviewed all these brilliant people, and I interviewed Warren Buffett. And I said, Warren, tell me, what's the best investment you've ever made? I was waiting because I'd done my homework. I knew which company it was, I thought. And he laughed and smiled and looked at me and goes, it's what you do. And I said, what do you mean? He goes, I invested in Dale Carnegie. He said, I invested in myself. I always tell people the single most important investment is investing in your own skills, your own ability, your own talent, because that's something you're in control of, not these investments out there. If you start with this and you build those abilities, everything else just keeps growing. He said, Tony, I wouldn't be who I am if I hadn't learned how to communicate, how to persuade, how to influence. So, but what influences most? Identity. It influences people before you open your mouth, and you can begin to build that now. So thanks for your time. Thanks for going forth these last 5 days. And remember, society predicts, you determine your destiny. God bless.
Tony Robbins, thank you, brother. You had me in tears and everybody else. Here's the cool part, Tony, you don't have to, you just wait on the couch there. I don't know if you saw this, guys. Real quick, can we play that video from Ethan?
Oh, I'm wonderful.
Hi guys, my name's Ethan Harris, and I'm building this business called Tablet Down, Muscles Up. It teaches kids to focus on their brain muscle, social muscle, and body muscle. It also teaches kids to get their minds off electronics and focus on more active stuff. After listening to Tony, Dean, and Russell, it really changed my beliefs. Now after listening to them, regardless the age, any age you can have a business. Say you have a talent for like singing. You could use that voice of like singing to create a business. And you could use that to teach people how to sing. And you make money. You need to share it with the world so people notice you, you get famous. And you need passion in those talents. A lot of passion. A lot of passion. like I put passion into my cooking and exercising.
That's so awesome. Ethan, we love you. We look forward to meeting you here, brother, with your parents. We'll take great care of you. We're going to have a great time together.
Guys, if that whole last thing, I got teary over Ethan. I mean, how amazing is it to look through the eyes of what some might call a naive 9-year-old? But is it really naive? Don't you wish some of us could have that? Gina, I see you guys shaking your head. Don't you wish we could go back and forget that the world told us no too many times? Forget that imposter that lives inside of us has grown up, that self-doubt that says it's not time, you're not good enough. How cool is it to be naive sometimes and just see it for what it is, right? He just sees it for what it is. He really touched my heart. We had so many incredible videos and Ethan, congratulations. We did create something special. We're going to fly your parents, like Tony said, and you down to the World Summit. It's October 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. We're going to fly you down, get to hang out with Tony and I. I'm probably going to bring you on the set with tens of thousands of people, or over 10,000 people live. So congratulations, Ethan. Thanks for inspiring us and making this just making the rest of this last day so special. Okay, we had so many great questions come in. We're heading towards the end. We're going to give away our trip to Fiji here in a little bit. But Russell, are you standing by?
I'm here. Can you still see me?
I can. Russell, we had so many great questions come in about the course. I don't know if in 3 minutes or less, could you just go through it really quick, because we're about to give away the Fiji trip, and then say goodbye to everybody.
Yeah, definitely. I'll just kind of go through the stack again real quick so everyone sees exactly what you guys are getting, and then we'll go to there. So for those who are like, again, when we were on Facebook and YouTube and Zoom trying to catch all the questions, so I'm just going to recap it one last time. And if you have any other questions, please let us or our team know, and we'll make sure to answer them. We're not going anywhere. We're here to serve you guys. So, but I'll try to kind of go through everything one last time. So again, when you guys decide to upgrade and go for Mastermind Elite, here's all the things you guys are going to get, okay? Again, the first thing is you're going to get 6 months of the upgraded mastermind.com platform for free. This is the level that's going to be $297 a month. It gives you unlimited masterminds, gives you bigger Zoom rooms and things like that. You guys will get that for free for 6 months, which is awesome. And one question a lot of people have is like, well, in 6 months from now, does that mean I'm going to build $297, or can I drop back down? And the answer is you can do whatever you want. You can log in the back office, you can upgrade, downgrade your account without even talking to anybody. You just click a button and you kind of figure out what you want. So, but you'll get the highest level service for 6 months without having to pay any kind of monthly fees. So that's the first thing you're going to get. The second thing, again, is the course Blueprint Secrets. That means you have a chance to go in depth, like we've been doing for the last 5 days, but with Dave Espino, who's built over 60 of his own courses. He's one of the top trainers on my team. He's going to walk you guys through an entire course on how to create your course and get live in how to get live on Mastermind, and just all the pieces, all the little details that we weren't able to go to in this kind of format. He'll be walking through with you guys to help you get your courses live. And then also every single week moving forward, there's going to be live workshops. So if you want live hand-holding, help with any piece of it, you can jump on to one of the live workshops, and our coaches, our team will be there to help make sure you get your courses live and launched. That's the second thing. The third thing, again, is the World Summit. So it's going to be so much fun. You guys have a chance to meet Ethan now. He's going to be there as well, which is going to be awesome. So you get a ticket to the World Summit, which those tickets right now sell for $697, $695. So you're getting that as well, which is awesome. You're getting Tony Robbins' Ultimate Edge. I was telling you, as a community, we should all start listening to that together, and in like 6 weeks from now, we will all be able to change the world. So you're going to get the Ultimate Edge. It's a $249 value. You're going to get access to Dean Graziosi's Inner Circle, which normally sells for $97 a month. These are all, again, these aren't things we made up. These are things that if you bought any of these things individually, is what you pay for it. And you're getting all of them when you invest in this for free, which is amazing. You're going to get access to my One Funnel Away Challenge. Hope you guys get your first funnel up and launched and live. And those who don't know what a funnel is yet, you will find out it's the next piece to help scaling and growing your course. You also get my list building secrets. I'm going to show you guys how to build big, huge email lists so you can email your subscribers and your customers and get more people to buy your courses. Total value of all that's $5,943. And you guys get all that when you invest in the Mastermind Elite Bundle today for one payment of $997. And to get access to that, again, all you got to do is go to mmbundle.com. As you can see there, some of you guys had some issues during the break. If you had an issue, I would just go try again. Just go to mmbundle.com, and it should pull up there. And we're trying to pull the video of me kind of recapping this and putting it at the top of the page. So hopefully that'll be there in a minute as well. If you have any questions, you can kind of go through and watch it. But that's what it is, you guys, again. And when we're so excited to take the next step of the journey with so many of you guys. We've had over 30,000 people who've signed up for the trial of the software. And we're excited now to take a bunch of you guys to this deep immersion level, to go deep and go in here. And I was talking to Stacey and Paul Martino during the break, and one thing that was interesting that kind of Paul brought up, he said, a lot of times we'll go to get a college education, right? And depending on the college, you might spend $10, $30, $50, $100,000 for a college education. And when you leave college, you have this education, you're trying to go out there and get a job or trying to do something. Whereas here, for a huge fraction of the cost, you're going to get a skill set that'll help you to learn things or to be able to start a business, to be able to get things started, to be able to have success in your own courses. Like, the investment is crazy, and the outcome and what's possible with it is so much higher. So we're excited for you guys to be part of it. We're excited to go deep with you guys for those who want to take it to the next level and really immerse yourself with it. And again, all you got to do to get started is go to mmbundle.com, and that's kind of the game plan. So you guys pumped? You excited as we are? So much fun. Very cool. So I think now, Dean, are we giving away some prizes now?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's give away some prizes. I know that, guys, sometimes Zoom gets a little, like if you're watching, it's a little hesitating like this or a little blurry. That's just power of technology is amazing. Sometimes a little off. It'll catch up here in a minute, and the replay will be here. So let's get to the prizes. Conta, I hope I'm saying this right. Conta Haynes. You played full out. Thank you for playing full out. Thank you. We watched your videos. We appreciate you so much. You are getting a ticket to the UPW November event with Tony Robbins. You know that guy you just hear? Yes, you're getting a ticket, so congratulations. Okay, Barrett Masso and Rose Bartu, you both played full out. Thanks for taking uncomfortable action. You are both going to get the chance to meet Ethan because you're coming to the World Summit, where you'll virtually get to meet Ethan, where we're going to be down in Tony Stadium in Florida playing full out. It is going to be the ticket of tickets, taking what you learned here to a whole nother level. So excited you guys win, that you had the chance to win, but thank you for playing. And then lastly, the trip to Fiji. This is like the drum roll. This is the drum roll. The trip to Fiji. There we go. Oh, we're getting better. Look at that. Love the drum roll. I have to tell you, it was so hard for my team to pick a winner. You guys are all winners, and I mean that. That sounds like cliche, but there was thousands and thousands and thousands of you who did your homework, who took action, who played full out. And listen, the byproduct is that you took that action, that you took imperfect action, and that you're moving forward down this path. And I couldn't have summed up these 5 days better than Tony, could anybody in the world. He summed it up so elegantly as, this is our identity, and what are you going to stand for? And watching someone like this winner who has had 8 kidney surgeries, and after 8 kidney surgeries and all the reasons not to push forward, all the reasons that he should just be chilling, were the reasons he became a health and fitness expert, helping others live optimal lives. He launched his course called Dream Body Fitness, the 90-Day Transformation, and his name is Kaya Ahandi, and I hope I said his name right. Kaya, congratulations. Kaya Ahadi. Can we give it up for Kaya? Our team watched the evolution of all of his videos. He played full out. He inspired all of us. And you, brother, are going to Fiji. This is not just a place in Fiji, not just the #1 resort in Fiji. This was built as Tony's home. I've been there. It is absolutely off the charts. You're never going to want to leave. The Fijians are the sweetest people you'll ever meet in your life. In fact, can we play a quick clip? It's only one of his little videos, but I'd love for you to meet Kaya.
I'm so excited to be here with you guys right now, and I'm so grateful to be part of this beautiful community. I just want to hop on here and say, wow, I was able to turn my message, my journey, my own transformation into a course that can inspire others. Other people are already hitting me up. They're asking me about my course. Within 3 days, guys, I was able to upload my entire course, all the modules, and even connect it to my Stripe account so people can go and click and get enrolled into my program, and I'm able to impact their lives. This is insane, guys. Mastermind.com, KBB. I'm so grateful for this beautiful opportunity, and I'm so happy to serve you guys. I love you guys. Stay blessed.
Let's give it up for Kyle. Congratulations, man. Good work. Our team will reach out and get you all the details, that special moment. So we're coming to the end of our 5-day journey with the Build Your Brand Challenge. Thank you for playing full out. Thank you for seeing your beautiful faces in your homes. And the words of Tony, because they stick in my head, is this is your choice today. Is this the end? The end of the challenge? The end of your thought, I could do this? The end of the enthusiasm? Or is this the beginning of a new you? Is this the beginning of saying, I'm finally doing this. I'm taking ownership. I'm shifting my identity. I am going to not listen to the inner self-doubt, and I'm finally going to break through. And that's what we wanted to create for you. Listen, mastermind.com is here to stay. You'll have the opportunity for the 30,000 of you that are in, stay in. Don't dabble. Don't have one foot out the door. Burn the bridge. Make it real. And for those of you that want to go all in and take advantage, we built the mmbundle.com with all the great Russell gracefully shared that with you. If you guys are thinking about doing it, then this is your time to go to mmbundle.com because, again, mastermind.com will be around forever, but the bundle's not. In the next day or two, we'll be closing that up, and we'd hate for you to miss out if you're on the fence. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take a 10-minute break for those of you in VIP, because we're going to get caught up, and then we'll do our VIP. And I just found Tony is hanging around to answer your questions in VIP, so don't go anywhere. If you haven't enrolled in this, the Mastermind Elite, then go to mmbundle.com. Do it now. Take that uncomfortable action, make it real, and we can't wait to hear your story. We can't wait to see you at the World Summit, mmbundle.com. We'll take a 10-minute break. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for being from our hearts to yours. Thank you, and go make it happen.